appearances, tossed 61 innings. He's accumulated 5 saves, including a big one in Cedar Rapids during the national championship run. Ladies and gentlemen, Mason McDowell. Next up, we'd like to honor number 15, Jack Pokerot. Jack joined the Hornets this season and has made an immediate impact. He's currently leading the nation in RBIs per game. He ranks in the top 15 in home runs, RBI, and total bases. With 68 runners driven in, he is 1 away from the conference record set by Avery Needs in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Pokerot. Now we get the other brother here. Please welcome Sean Pokerot, number 18. Sean has played in 140 games in a Hornet uniform. He'll graduate with a degree in business administration, a 2-time All-ODAC selection. He's hit over .311 in his career. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Pokerot. Next up, we've got number 21, Ben Jones. Ben will graduate from Lynchburg with a degree in exercise physiology. He's been named to multiple All-ODAC, All-State, and All-Region teams. He was a 2025 academic All-American. Last season, he was the statistical champion for base on balls across Division III baseball, and he is another guy that has rewritten the record book here at Lynchburg. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Jones. Next up, we'd like to honor number 24, Logan Tapman. Logan will graduate from Lynchburg with a degree in business administration. Throughout his 4 years for the Hornets, he's tossed 190 innings, appearing in 57 games with 15 wins, including a no-hitter earlier this season. He currently leads the conference with 61 strikeouts. Ladies and gentlemen, Logan Tapman. Next up, number 31, Austin Riney. Austin will graduate from Lynchburg with a degree in business administration. In his 4 years with the Hornets, he's appeared in 58 games. He's totaled 4 wins and held opponents to a batting average under .270. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Riney. Next up, we've got number 32, Matt Cassidy. Matt, a senior from nearby Heritage High School, will graduate with a degree in exercise physiology. During his time with the Hornets, he's made 15 appearances and thrown 16-plus innings. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Cassidy. Next up, we've got number 36, Trevor Loving. Trevor is a senior from Mechanicsville and set to graduate with a degree in nursing. During his time at Lynchburg, he's batted .429 with an on-base percentage of .600. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Loving. Next up, we'd like to honor number 37, Trevor Barnes. Barnes is a senior from Collinsville, Virginia. He'll graduate from Lynchburg with a degree in sports management. He's thrown over 9 innings for the Hornets and has been a member of our Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Barnes. Next, we'd like to honor number 45, Frankie Engel. Frank is a senior from Yorktown, Virginia. He'll graduate with a degree in business administration. He's made 2 appearances this season, and he's a guy who's never afraid to do the little things and the dirty work. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie Engel. Finally, we'd like to honor number 46, Trent Judd. Trent will graduate from Lynchburg with a degree in exercise physiology. He's made 30 appearances, throwing over 64 innings with 57 strikeouts, amassing 5 wins and holding opponents to a .215 batting average. Ladies and gentlemen, Trent Judd. All right, baseball fans, let's have one more big round of applause for this incredible graduating class. These guys have literally rewritten the record book here at Lynchburg. We are so grateful for their hard work and dedication. Keep it going in 2026, and best of luck in your future endeavors. You'll always have a home at the University of Lynchburg. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Lynchburg baseball senior class.
Hello, baseball lovers. Welcome to our brunch and baseball, breakfast and baseball bashment party here at James C. Fox Field. It's a senior day at Fox Field, and it's another heavyweight matchup between the Lynchburg Hornets and the Shenandoah Hornets, the king of sting matchup here. Shenandoah takes game 1 in the series yesterday, 8-4. We'll get into the box score, and we'll get beyond the box score a little bit as well. I think maybe the biggest news was it snapped a 22-game winning streak for Lynchburg. All good things must come to an end. Their first time tasting defeat in 51 days. Had to go all the way back to early March. It was March 4th to find the last time that Lynchburg lost a ball game. They had a tie in there to Washington and Lee. But Lynchburg unbeaten in 24 straight, actually. Unbeaten in 24 straight, and it was a 22-game winning streak. But that all comes to an end via a very good Shenandoah team. It's a complete lineup for Shenandoah. They got outstanding work from 3 quality pitchers yesterday. Nick Bell started it, Joey Mitchell, the second man, and then Liam Stewart coming in with those blitz balls at the end. Kept Lynchburg in check. The Hornets did score 1 in the bottom of the 9th to get a little bit closer, but it wasn't enough, and that was the Lynchburg Hornets, of course. Got to be careful with the nicknames in this matchup. And maybe we will today get to toy with some of those alternate nicknames for Lynchburg. But the great thing about baseball, so often you get a chance to try again, and you don't have to wait very long, less than 24 hours. It'll be round 2 in this heavyweight prize fight. Yesterday did not feel like an undercard, though. In that official box score here, it was Shenandoah with 8 runs on 9 hits. There were 3 extra base hits. The big one there was Jamie Padilla, the 3-run home run in the top of the 7th. That provided major separation for the visitors. They made no defensive errors, left 2 runners stranded, both in scoring position. Shenandoah stole 4 bases, 4 for 6, swiping bags. So they did get thrown out twice, and only 2 freebies allowed by Lynchburg pitchers. Just 1 walk, 1 hit batter for Shenandoah. So Lynchburg, as a staff, really did a pretty good job. Shenandoah certainly maximizing the swings, including the big swing from Jamie Padilla. It was his only hit of the ball games. 2 hit performances for the catcher, J.P. Williams, and also Kemper Omps. We thought they were fantastic in the 7 and 8 slots of that Shenandoah lineup. For Lynchburg, line score is 4-8-1, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Lynchburg had 2 extra base hits, both off the bat of Sean Pokerock. Shawnee is just completely wired in right now, going back to really the entire month of April, but certainly the last 3 games, Sean Pokerock absolutely getting it done. He'll be in the starting lineup again today. Lynchburg got multi-hit performances from Ben Jones and Brandon Garcia. And we talked about Ryder Warren. Ryder Warren will go down with an 0 for 4 line in his box score, but he hit the ball on the nose 3 times. It looks like Ryder Warren is just in a really great place swinging the bat. We'll see if that continues today. Lynchburg did leave 7 runners stranded, 2 in scoring position. Hornets took 4 walks, which is under their season average right now. So all in all, not a bad game for Lynchburg by any means, but when you're playing great competition, you have to be a little bit sharper. Lynchburg has been ultra sharp, razor sharp all season long. I wouldn't call it a bogey of a game or anything like that yesterday, but again, it's baseball. When you're playing tough competition, the margin for error is very, very small, and Shenandoah, to their credit, played a great baseball game yesterday. Shenandoah improves to 30-8 on the season. Lynchburg, the record is 34-1, and that can be confusing, but it's 30 victories, 4 losses, 1 tie. Lynchburg now is beaten in ODAC play, 17-1-1 there. Shenandoah goes to 13-6 in conference play. Shenandoah actually in their last 5 still 2-3, 6-4 in their last 10. Senior day today. Can't wait to run down all those seniors at some point. In fact, we'll just kind of weave them in and out of our broadcast. But I can tell you, you're going to see for Lynchburg some senior talent in the starting lineup. And an interesting note for the baseball fans, the starting lineups are identical. The batting orders are identical for Shenandoah and Lynchburg. What will change is the starting pitchers. It'll be Blaine Griffin going for the visitors. The home team will send Nick Matfield to the mound, who's a grad student along with Quinn Madden, but they got honored last year. I think Coach Travis Beasley said, well, we're still going to do something special for Quinn and Nick at some point today. And, of course, both these squads still have more baseball to play. They have secured their spots in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference tournament. Lynchburg will be the 1 seed. I believe with yesterday's victory, Shenandoah locks up the 2 spot, but I'm going to confirm that here as the game goes on. We'll do our hellos, our roll call, our shout-out run in the middle of the first. We'll go with some baseball. Oh, no, that's in the middle of the second is when we do that. I can't even remember my own plans here, fans. We'll meet the Lynchburg batting order in the middle of the first. Middle of the second will be the shout-outs. If we make it to the middle of the 3rd inning, we haven't been canceled at that point, we'll go with some fun news and nuggets, some on-this-date stuff. And we'll see where the game takes us. I mean, yesterday it was a 2-2 ball game after the first 2 innings. Shenandoah got 2 more in the 4th. And Lynchburg played from behind the entire game. Lynchburg did tie, obviously. They were tied at points in the game, but never having a lead is pretty uncommon for the Lynchburg Hornets, especially here at James C. Fox Field, where they have been absolutely incredible, not just this season, but in the decade of the 20s. We've got two of the best in the country in the roaring 20s right here on the field. Shenandoah in the decade, 206 wins. Lynchburg's got 239. These teams have split all the conference championships this decade. They've combined for 7 NCAA appearances. Shenandoah actually only 2 in the decade of the 20s, which is a little surprising. It feels like they're in the regional every year, but actually only 2 for the boys from Winchester. Lynchburg, of course, has made 5 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. It's 3 consecutive super regional appearances for Lynchburg, and we'll keep hitting on those numbers and accolades as we continue talking about our seniors. They'll have more home games to play here on Fox because Lynchburg will host that first round, but always nice to honor a special group. And this unit of seniors for Lynchburg this season has been very special. That's probably an understatement. We need some better words than just special, but we'll work on that, and we'll get you the starting lineups and the first pitch in just a moment. Brunch and baseball, 11 a.m. First toss coming your way next. It's LHSN on Flo. Let's play some Old Dominion Athletic Conference baseball on the grounds at James C. Fox Field. Kyle Haney under the headset, behind the microphone, and inside the Wooldridge press box. So glad to have you along for the ride here this Saturday morning. Fans haven't done one of these morning games since before the time change. It's a late morning, so brunch in baseball probably a little bit better, more of an appropriate term than breakfast in baseball. But I say eat breakfast whenever you want. Lynchburg is 34-1, 30 wins, 4 losses, 1 tie. And all the losses have come to really good competition for Lynchburg. You got to think this is a Shenandoah team that is 7th in the D3Baseball.com poll. They are 6th in the ABCA coaches poll. Lynchburg has been 2nd in both of those polls for a lot of the season. Lynchburg 2nd or 3rd in that NPI right now. Shenandoah 9th in the NPI. We'll run down some of the tough competition for both of these teams, but let's throw the spotlight on the Shenandoah lineup here, which I think we have, and it's the exact same from yesterday. Kyle Garrett will lead off, 1 for 4 yesterday. Carl Keenan kept his hit streak going at 2 for 4. Jamie Padilla, the man from Yonkers, had the big fly, 3-run home run in the 7th inning. Then it's Dylan Mawsey, Tyler Smith, Adam Saabzadah. I got to get his name right today. I tried to find him before the game and apologized like 47 times, which is about the amount of times that I messed up my man's name. But he's a good player, and we'll be talking about him quite a bit more. J.P. Williams will hit 7th, Kemper Umps 8th, Christian Carver, the shortstop, 9th. It's 3 lefts, 5 righties, 1 switch hitter in the lineup for Coach Kevin Anderson in his 23rd season. 1 Frosh, 4 sophomores, young talent there, 2 juniors and 2 seniors. Blaine Griffin on the mound for Shenandoah. More on him when he comes out. How about the starter for Lynchburg? Number 33, Nick Matfield. The grad man has a record of 31-5 in his career on campus here at Lynchburg. 31-5. This will be start number 57. He's actually never made a relief appearance. All starts for Nick Matfield this season. He's unbeaten at 4-0. Earned run average is 2.58, 31 strikeouts. He has basically, for the bulk of his career, taken the ball in Game 2 of the conference series, or Game 2 of any series, or the second day. So this is something Nick Matfield's been doing for the better part of a decade, pitching in the second game of the series. Dugouts are coming alive. Crowd is coming alive. We've got a big crowd here today. First pitch from Matfield, a strike, and we are underway on Lakeside Drive in the Hill City. Shenandoah 30 wins. They got their 30th win yesterday. And these teams in the decade of the 20s have been 2 of the best, not just in the conference, but in the entire Division III baseball landscape. Garrett will swing on the second one and lift it to shallow center field. Not a problem there for Quinn Madden. Regulation catch is made for the first out of the inning. Here's Carl Keenan, 2 for 4 yesterday for Carl. And his hit streak extended. He is the hits leader and average leader for this team. Should be sitting on 97 career hits right now, 97 career hits. Jamie Padilla extended a hit streak yesterday as well. Padilla is up to 15 in a row. He's on deck right now. Switch hitter from Winchester, very impressive, plays a good second base, likes the first one, lifts that into left field. Joe Munitz will have to take 5 steps back, but not a problem to recover and make the grab. How about a 3-pitch inning right now for Nick Matfield? If you're Jamie Padilla, do you take on your own, or is the cold sign given by the coach? Padilla is a .399 hitter. Hit his 4th home run of the season yesterday, 12th in his career, and it was a big one, both for the moment and the distance. I mean, we've seen longer home runs at Fox, but it was not a wall scraper, and it was big for the visitors. Sweeper from Matfield missed. Give you some nuggets and things on Nick Matfield, although with this efficiency, how quickly he's getting hitters out, you don't have much time to talk about the grad student from Suffolk, Virginia. 6 feet, 190 pounds. Second team All-American last year. Second team All-ODAC last year. He was the ODAC Rookie of the Year back in 2022. Chopper up the middle. Ben Jones and Brandon Garcia can't get there, both working towards that ball. There's a single, and the hit streak extended really quickly for Jamie Padilla. How about 16 games now? 16 consecutive games with a hit for Padilla. He's hitting over .450 in the streak. And career numbers now for Jamie Padilla. It looks like 175 hits. 175 for the man from Yonkers. I misspoke a little bit yesterday. Yonkers is north of the Bronx, but it is not part of the borough of the Bronx. It is an independent city all of its own, Yonkers, even though it does fall into the New York City area. Brandon Garcia couldn't hold on the steal attempt from Padilla at second. Not sure if Padilla would have been safer out had Brandon Garcia held on. Good hard feet first slide there by Padilla. That's why, that really, head first slides are great, and you see that a lot more. There's a lot to be said for a good hard feet first slide going right into the bag. Really makes it difficult to catch and tag sometimes. The hitter is Dylan Mawsey. He's the frosh in this lineup for Shenandoah. Another one of those big-bodied players. We were marveling at how many of these folks on the Shenandoah roster really fill out the uniform. The pitcher, Blaine Griffin, will. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. Size isn't everything, but it is certainly a factor to be considered. Tyler Smith on deck, third baseman, home run leader. Matfield missed again. Count should be 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the first. We've got an outstanding LHSN crew here with us. We had a fun time with the Senior Day festivities. Went smoothly. Senior Day is always interesting because Lynchburg is going to get more games. But that's not necessarily what Senior Day is about. Hey, you're playing your last game, so we're going to honor you. It's just a chance to throw the spotlight on some guys that have worked really hard in their careers. Deep fly ball from Dylan Mawsey. It's caught by Quinn Madden. So no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left stranded for the visitors. We'll move to the bottom of the first inning and we'll meet this Lynchburg lineup. It's the same as yesterday. It'll be Brandon Garcia leading off, 2 for 5 yesterday for Hollywood. His high school teammate Ben Jones will bat second and play second. Jack Pokerock, a rare 0 for day for Big Jack yesterday. He's hitting third. Quinn Madden cleaning up, 1 hit yesterday for Q. Joe Munitz had 1 hit, and he is in left field batting fifth. Sean Pokerock really had the best day offensively for Lynchburg yesterday. He'll bat sixth. It was a double and a home run for Sean. He's got 2 home runs in 2 games, and he has really been on a good tear in the month of April. Kyle Flora will bat seventh. He had a sacrifice fly and also scored a run yesterday. Ryder Bourne still DHing, 0 for 4 yesterday, but that does not nearly tell the whole story. He really hit the ball on the screws 3 times, and he was really, I think, as a guy with the way he's swinging the bat, is going to be hard to keep out of the lineup. We'll make mention again, Lynchburg has some great options on that bench right now, but Ryder Warren, I think, is in a great place offensively. Kyle Moshier will round out the lineup. Mosh had a walk yesterday. He was 0 for 3. Here's the pitcher, Blaine Griffin. Griffin is 8-2 this season with a 3.53 earned run average, striking out 37, walking 27. 10 wins in the career for this right-hander from Yorktown. He threw 2 innings earlier this week against Elizabethtown. 27 pitches there. In his first 2 seasons, the record was just 2-2 with an 8.85 earned run average. So he has really improved and gotten better and turned himself into a shutdown ace kind of an arm. He made 7 starts those first 2 seasons. This year, he is the leader in starts for the Shenandoah squad. And there was some question about maybe he would start yesterday, but this will be start number 12. Next closest is Jacob Gilbert with 8. So a lot of times you'll see that leader on the stat sheet starting game 1, but that's not the case here, as Blaine Griffin takes the ball in game 2. Brandon Garcia, 343 this season, 220 hits in his career. This is a senior class that has quite literally rewritten the record book, both from a team perspective, but also on the individual side as well. Brandon Garcia is one of those individuals. He is leading Division III baseball right now in walks, and he actually hasn't taken a walk in 3 games. At 53 walks right now. Garcia will foul this one away. Missed a game due to injury as well. So this is start number 35 for Brandon Garcia. So do the math on that. Take away the last 3. That means it's 53 walks in his first 32 games. Really impressive what he is doing from a table setting perspective. Still a great hitter. Brandon Garcia's fouled off a couple tough ones here from Blaine Griffin. Garcia is one of those seniors with a healthy resume and file to look at. He has now played 11 games against Shenandoah. This will make 12. 17 hits. Floater from Griffin. He tried to change speeds and missed. Brandon Garcia hitting over 360 in those 11 games against Shenandoah. Really impressive. Ben Jones has got great numbers against Shenandoah as well. They seem to play their best against the best competition, and there's a walk for Brandon Garcia. That will extend his nation lead. And all that could change today. Those stats, especially in Division III baseball, maybe in any baseball, they can really change quickly because some teams will play one today, some teams will play double headers, some teams might play 3 or 4 games in a weekend, other teams might be off all weekend, so it can be tough to keep track of those, but it's fun to look at. Here's Ben Jones. Fastball's up and away, and it's a 1-0 start to Benny Bombs, 2 for 4 yesterday. He's got 224 career hits. Ben Jones is 4 away from tying for the program lead. Gavin Collins, the current leader, think he's in the house today watching the game, having fun. 2-0. Griffin has missed a couple times. Elite eye from Ben Jones. He was the country's leader in walks last season with 60. Statistical champion in that category. 2 balls, no strikes. Jones likes this one. Hits it well to center field. Jamie Padilla, a plus defender. We saw that yesterday. And he'll make a ball that was hit pretty deep look routine there, running back to the warning track for out number 1 in the bottom of the first. We'll make a note that Ben Jones hit that ball fairly deep. Here's Jack Pokerock. Jack 0 for 4 yesterday. Rare 0 for day for JP. He lost a 16-game hitting streak. He had hit safely in 24 of the last 25. So make it 24 out of the last 26. Jack had 8 hits in his previous 4 games, drove in 6. A note on a mistake that we've been making. We thought Quinn Madden had the single-season RBI lead in school history with 68 as Brandon Garcia dives back safely. But we actually, after a review of our records, found out that Avery Neves had 69 runners driven in back in 2021. So that's the program lead and also the conference all-time mark in a single season. Now, how that relates to Jack Pokerock, JP has driven in 68 this season already. 1 more, and he ties Avery Neves for the lead. 2 more to break it and set a new conference record. Think about the greats that have played in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference as well, people. And that's not just here at Lynchburg, although you could spend the bulk of the afternoon discussing those players. When you add all the teams and great players, to set any kind of a single season mark is ultra impressive. Jack Pokerock's going to spin on an inside 2-seamer and bounce that into left field. There's your first hit of the ball game for Lynchburg. Jack Pokerock will break what was a little bit of a dry spell, going 0 for 4 yesterday. Here is Quinn Madden. Take nothing away from his 68 runners that he drove in back in 2024. Second all-time right now in single-season RBI. Just an incredible year for Quinn Madden in 2024. He's picked up where he left off after only playing 4 or 5 games last season. Spin throw to keep Brandon Garcia close at second. That's a trait for both these teams. They really hold runners on well. I think when we talk about the win totals for these squads, 206 in the decade for Shenandoah, 239 for Lynchburg. Let's add that up. That's 445 put together. These teams have combined for 445 wins in the decade. And win percentages for Lynchburg, over 77%. For Shenandoah, it's just over 72%. But they do those little things. They hold runners on well as Quinn Madden fouls 1 away. Another one might be catchable. First baseman Dylan Mawsey ran out of room there along the fence line. Some of the Lynchburg fans having some fun down there with Mawsey. We do have a great crowd. Shenandoah always travels well. Lynchburg, good attendance here today for Senior Day. Great weather right now. Let's do our weather check. We usually get that in in a portion of the pregame show. Seeing 78 right now, light winds, humidity's at 41%. Clouds are going to start rolling in here. If you look at the hour by hour, 3 p.m. it jumps up to 50%. By 4 p.m. it's 70% chance of precipitation. That's the big reason for the schedule change for us this weekend. 2 strikes on Quinn Madden. 2 on. Sprays another one. Out of bounds down the right field line. We'll rerun it at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Munitz on deck. Quinn Madden, 54 hits this season. You go back to that great year in 2024, had 71 hits. Drove in all those runners, 68. Another foul ball. Madden's really working in there. Really working in there. Getting the bat to the ball, extending this at bat. Major value in this, even if it does not result in him getting on base. High value in making Blaine Griffin work. Griffin doesn't have ultra good strikeout numbers, but he can wipe you out pretty quickly with his arsenal on offer. Slider, check swing from Madden. He did not check it. First base ump says he went around. That's strike 3, and now 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Joe Munitz, left fielder for Lynchburg. 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday. 333 on the season. You know, Joe came in as a middle infield guy, second baseman, shortstop kind of guy. The team really needed to get his bat in there. Joe Munitz sort of had a rise about a third of the way through his freshman campaign. And it's just a bat they did not want to leave out. So Joe Munitz found a way in there. Joe Munitz pressuring the third baseman. Look at the base running from Brandon Garcia. Play at the plate. He's in safely. Hornets applying pressure early, and Joe Munitz will head to second. The defense completely vacated second. Joe Munitz saw that. How about wheels in motion? A cavalcade of action there for Lynchburg, playing some small ball and running the bases. Joe Munitz with a base hit bunt. He had one of those yesterday. Third baseman Tyler Smith came on, bobbled the initial bare hand attempt, picked it up, realized Brandon Garcia was trying to hustle home, threw there, but his throw was slightly off target. Catcher J.P. Williams could not collect and tag in time. Lynchburg not playing from behind in this one. They lead 1-0. And they have their hottest hitter at the plate with 2 in scoring position. Oh, it's all happening now as Griffin just missed the zone. Got a base open for him if that was an option you'd like to explore from a Shenandoah perspective. Sean Pokerock, 2 for 3 yesterday. 2 hits against Randolph-Macon, including a home run earlier this week, and 2 hits in the second game against Bridgewater this weekend. So Shawnee is on a major tear right now. Likes this one, blistered into right field. 1 run is in. Joe Munitz will take the turn. No stop sign there. What a swing from Sean Pokerock. His heater continues. 3 hits in the inning for Lynchburg, and they really are applying pressure now, leading at 2-0. Mound visit time for Shenandoah. Probably well placed right here. This will be the 7th batter that Blaine Griffin has faced. Jack Pokerock wheeling around to score on his brother's hard single to right field. What a run that Sean Pokerock is on. I'm telling you, he is so lasered in right now. You could plug him into the mainframe right now. It's point and click for Shawnee at the moment. 417 on the season coming into this game. And again, the recent results have been outstanding. Right now, Sean Pokerock looks like he is 7 for his last 9. 7 hits in his last 9 at-bats for Sean Pokerock. First to third right now. If you're Shenandoah, you might have reviewed your first to third steal coverages here during that mound visit. It's Joe Munitz at third. Hitter is Kyle Flora, 0 for 2 yesterday. Did have a walk and a sacrifice fly. Flo hits .373 on the season with a conference batting average that is over 400. He's done some of his best stuff against the tough competition. Not that Lynchburg's out-of-conference comp was easy. It hasn't been at all. Fine stop from J.P. Williams. Here's an interesting nugget for you. Lynchburg has lost 1 game in conference. So 3 non-conference losses. For Shenandoah, it's kind of the reverse. They've only lost 2 games out of conference. Shenandoah has lost 6 in ODAC play. Don't know that you can make too much of that. Both teams, again, are playing very tough non-conference competition. For Lynchburg, losses to Rhodes and Maryville, they're both in the top 25 of that NPI. Breaking ball downstairs, Flora saw it and held up. Really good with his pitch recognition, especially for a young guy. A lot of times, young, talented hitters, they come up there and they just sort of wail on fastballs. A lot of times, as a freshman, the other team has no scouting report, so you might get fed some hittable fastballs more. Flora, as he's become known throughout the league, has gotten more breaking balls, seems to see them really well, and he did not chase on a fastball upstairs. Second walk of the inning. It's not an ideal start for Blaine Griffin. Lynchburg has made a habit of sacking pitchers early this season. And this guy, Ryder Warren, he could complete that with a swing right here. 0 for 4 yesterday. A ball on the warning track. 2 other rods that he hit to center field. This is a guy with 4 home runs in the last 11 days. First pitch to Ryder Warren is a roundhouse curveball above the knee for strike 1. Multiple players did scamper down to the Shenandoah bullpen. Activity for the visitors in their warm-up area now. The 0-1. Off the plate. To even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle Moshier on deck. Lynchburg sent 8 to the plate here in the first. They lead 2-0. A chance to tighten the screws even more. It's Ryder Warren, the 1-1. Swing and miss. Looked like a change piece there from Blaine Griffin. Good job to take something off and have that ball just float underneath the bat of Ryder Warren. Got to go to work now. 1-2 count. Runners at every station for Lynchburg. Off the plate again for ball 2. Looked like Griffin probably went back to the changeup there. Great action, moving away from those left-handed hitters. Change of speed important too, but a little bit more movement on the changeup. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss from Ryder Warren. Lynchburg will leave them loaded, but they do plate 2. 3 hits in the inning for the home team, and they'll play from in front, at least after 1 complete at Fox Field in Lynchburg. The Fighting Hopwoods on top 2-0. That was one of the alternate nicknames that we toyed with. The school founded by Dr. Hopwood, and we've got many things still named after him. So the Fighting Hopwoods was one. The Snake Farmers. Snake Farm is the celebration song, the win song for Lynchburg. Could you shorten that to just Snakes? Other things on campus, you've got the Dells. The Dells is an option. Dell is our mascot, and then the Dell is a great place to spend a sunny afternoon like this. Sunny now. We do think rain's moving in. What else? Lakeside Drive Demolition. That's a good one. The Dam Breakers. But I don't know if I love that, because that's part of the reason why we don't have College Lake anymore, is because that Lakeside Drive dam was failing over the years, and it became a hazard. So they took the dam out. It's now a natural wetlands area, College Lake. Foxes would be a good one since we play at James C. Fox Field. Hill City Heroes, that's fun as well. Right now, the University of Lynchburg Hornets lead the Shenandoah University Hornets 2-0. Parsons was a nickname for early Lynchburg teams. You can find some stuff in the 20s and the 30s. Lynchburg was calling the teams the Parsons. And they went away from that because there were actual Hornets on campus. So that the Hornets' name for Lynchburg, anyway, is not just clever and a dangerous insect. There was actually an infestation of hornets on campus, and you can still find some of those. Tyler Smith got a fastball that ran in on him. Check swing. It's foul. Brady Moore suggesting Fox Field's finest. I like that. That's a lot of F's, though. The alliteration is strong with this one. Nick Matfield surrendered 1 hit in the top of the first. Got 3 flyouts in that inning. I think Matfield has a pretty good breakdown if you looked at his stats of groundouts and flyouts, and a good healthy mix of strikeouts in there as well. 31 on the season for Nick. Chopper up the middle. Ben Jones will field a hop right in front of his throat, throw to first, and get Tyler Smith by a step for out number 1 in the inning. We're in the top of the second. Saebzada, Adam Saebzada, sophomore, Great Falls, Virginia. Scored twice, 1 hit, reached on a fielder's choice, 316 hitter on the season. That does factor in the results from yesterday. One of 3 lefties in the lineup. Carl Keenan is a switch hitter, though, so really 4 lefts against Nick Matfield, a right-handed grad man from Suffolk, Virginia. Matfield misses with the first offering. J.P. Williams, the catcher, on deck. He was solid, really impressed us yesterday from an offensive and a defensive perspective. Catchers really had a lot of the spotlight yesterday. They may have it again today based on what Sean Pokerock's already done. 1 for 1 with an RBI single for Lynchburg's backstop. You know, the catcher's gear, they used to call that the tools of ignorance. That was an old school term. The tools of ignorance. And the thought was you have to be stupid to wear that stuff and go back there. But I think those catchers are just tougher than the rest of us. They're built different. Love it. Shift is on. Saebzada. See if he notices that and tries to go the other way, maybe. Matfield missing downstairs. 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the second. Shenandoah, a team that really uses all fields from their hitting scouting report. Everybody in the lineup will really go the other way. We've seen with 2 strikes how Shenandoah really tries to go up the middle. Middle contact from Tyler Smith there. You got some defensive options there as a defense. You can cheat the middle. You can pinch the middle. You're shorting your second baseman. Look at it. Wow. He did hit against the shift. That's rare right there. And taking a big turn, and he'll throw anchor back to first base. Single for Saebzada. Second hit of the ball game. That's really impressive, and that makes you think as a defense, do we continue with the shift and just hope that he overthinks it and tries to do that too much with the inside-out, going the other way approach, or does Lynchburg go to a more traditional defense against the lefty swinging sophomore? I'm impressed. 1 on, 1 out for Shenandoah. Top of the second. Visitors trail by 2. Not sure any alternate nicknames for Shenandoah. I mean, they're wearing the blue today. Lynchburg wearing the red top. We could toy with those things. Boys in blue and the red shirts and all that stuff. There's options there for a broadcaster. I always say your options are limited in this matchup, but maybe it actually expands your options and forces you to be a bit more creative. Matfield comes home with the 0-0 to J.P. Williams, and that's a foul ball. J.P. had 2 hits yesterday, junior from Haymarket, Virginia. Doing a lot of the catching. We've said Sean Pokerock for Lynchburg has been catching a lot of games. J.P. Williams has caught a lot of games this season for Shenandoah. This will be start number 34, and this is game 39 for the boys in blue. So almost all of them. Now, there could be some DHing in there for J.P. Williams. I need to double-check that. That is a possibility. But what he has done as a catcher has impressed me. It is not an easy thing to do. It's not, you get beat up. We've already talked about that this inning. Matfield up and away for ball 1. You get physically beaten down. But think about the mental responsibilities you have working with those pitchers, keeping all those balls in front, keeping the runners from advancing, trying to throw out some runners when they steal. Sean Pokerock did that a couple times yesterday. Then you got to go swing the bat yourself. Hit and run play was on. Breaking ball inside. All J.P. Williams could do was pull it down to the tennis courts. There's tennis courts down the hill beyond that Lynchburg third base dugout, rather. So the life of a catcher, and practice-wise, you're catching all those bullpens. Yeah, some days the starting catcher can get a day off from those responsibilities, but you don't want to feel like you're not pulling your weight. It is a heavy load to lift for a catcher. Cal Raleigh last season in the big leagues did some things offensively that had never been done before by a catcher. And there's been some great hitting catchers throughout the course of big league baseball. 2 strike from Matt Field. Swing and a miss. He got him. First punch out of the ball game for Nick. And now there's 2 outs in the top of the second. J.P. Williams just could not hold up on that wipeout slider. It'll bring up Kemper Omps. Lefty was 2 for 4 yesterday. He's a sophomore that hits .381. Love the young talent for this lineup. 1 Frosh, 4 sophomores, 2 juniors to go along with 2 seniors in the lineup. Runner on first with 2 outs. Longer hold that time from Matt Field. He'll miss with a belt-high fastball outside. Blaine Griffin, number 52, is a junior as well. So he's back next season. A team to watch next year. Not that you'll want to take your eyes off this Shenandoah bunch this season. They're in the top 10 in that NPI, and that's the only thing that matters now for an at-large bid in D3 baseball and in pretty much every D3 sport. There's no selection committee anymore. It's just by those NPI rankings. So automatic bids are given out for conference champions. The ODAC has one of those. And then it goes right down the list numerically for that NPI to get to 64 teams. Last year, the lowest ranked NPI that got in with an at-large bid was number 42. Right now, Lynchburg's got 4 teams inside of that. These 2 squads and Bridgewater in the NPI top 10 at last glance. So basically, these teams, it really doesn't matter what they do from here. They're going to get an at-large bid. Randolph-Macon probably the same way. Like any mathematical computation, fans, not to get too deep into it, the more data points you add, the more games you play, the less the number is going to move. So at this point, there's not a lot of movement in those NPIs. If you're on the bubble there around 35 or 40, you might have cause for concern. You might need to win some games there, but not going to be a lot of movement, especially if those top 4 teams here in the ODAC make the conference Final Four. Because when you win or lose against another good team, it doesn't change that rating very much. I flunked Math 101 a couple times, so I better not talk too much about it anymore. But hey, we're on campus at the University of Lynchburg, where the academic standards are high, and we've got a standard of excellence and a great math department. So we should be talking about some of those things. Kemper Omps still hitting now with 2 strikes. Runner on first is Ebzada. He's got good speed. I think it's 7 swipes on the season now for him. Shenandoah as a unit runs well. 4 for 6 yesterday. He'll take off, and that ball hit Omps. Got breaking ball that Matt Field just started a bit too inside. Third base runner of the game is Kemper Omps. For reference, Shenandoah on the running numbers after 4 yesterday, they have 97 steals on the season. 97 for 115. Let's do some math on that with the help of the calculator. 97 for 115, good for 84% success rate for Shenandoah this year. And so they got thrown out a couple times yesterday, but as a manager, Kevin Anderson, hey, he knows, if we're stealing them at 84, 85%, we're good with getting thrown out some. Situational awareness applies there as well, some too. Matt Field just missed the bottom rail with a heater to the 9-hole hitter, Christian Carver. Shortstop was 0 for 2 yesterday. Got lifted for a pinch hitter in what would have been his 3rd plate appearance. 219 is the average on the season for Christian Carver. Kyle Moshier, third baseman, even with the bag there. Jack Pokerock behind the runner at first. Outfield defense a little bit shallow. Quinn Madden has Carver played slightly the opposite way. Carver got the bat off his shoulder, and the umpire at home said he did go around enough. 1-1's the count with 2 outs and 2 on. We're in the top of the second inning at James C. Fox Field in Lynchburg. Shenandoah took game one yesterday, 8-4. Chopper up the middle. Brandon Garcia is going to get there and run to the bag himself for the final out in the visitors' half of the second inning. 2 on, none across. It's still a 2-0 Lynchburg lead. Shenandoah will leave a couple stranded there, and we'll get to our hellos and our shout-outs. We've got so many people here, but we've been getting Sierra in there at the top of the list. Sierra, the leader of that Drew Henry fan club, and Drew is the third base coach and hitting instructor for Lynchburg. Got to say hi to the Jones family. A lot of that crew did go up there to Notre Dame for a big weekend series against Boston College. Did see some footy and some scenes on the social media destinations from the Jones family and then also the Cam Lane family. So we'll say hi to everybody with the Notre Dame connections. Jim Madden is here, so we can say watch out for the Wiggler in person. Sam Madden, Grandma Joni, the Garcias and the Jones are here. The Fischel family is here, but a lot of people like to listen on their way back. We'll say hi to everybody tuning into the game after the fact, on demand, on Flow College. Keep your eyes on the road if you're watching on your way home. Hi to all the Lynchburg alumni. There's a lot here. Nathaniel Mack is here today. Saw Ethan Smith, Riley O'Donovan. We'll say hi to Brandon Pond, Zach Potts. Josh Jorman checked in with me on social media. Josh Jorman's comment was, there's only room for one Hornets in town. Almost the Old West phrase there. This town ain't big enough for the both of us, partner. It's one of those from Josh Jorman, who is on the staff at the University of Maryland, the Terrapins. Really cool stuff. Glad Josh checked in. What a baseball family. Say hi to the Beasley family, the Deacon family. Ooh, Kyle Moshier early on a pitch from Blaine Griffin, pulling that one foul. The Flora family and that entire Tidewater crew, they like to check in. The Loftmans checking in from time to time. Davis Watson, saw his dad yesterday. The list really does go on and on. The Brady Moore family. I interrupted Brady Moore's meeting with his sister yesterday. I came in screaming and yelling and throwing Bojangles biscuits all over the place and donuts, and Brady Moore just politely and calmly stepped outside. He said, I'm busy. Breaking ball from Blaine Griffin is a called strike. The count is 2-2. None on, none out. Bottom of the second. Lynchburg leads 2-0. About to turn the lineup over here with Brandon Garcia waiting on deck. High-line fastball will make it full. 3-2. Got a lot more hellos to get to. Hi to our athletic director, John Waters, who is part of our senior day celebration. Always busy on campus. The hardest working man in athletics, John Waters. He said one time that was not true. I told him he needed to prove it. I said the burden of proof is on you to find a harder working athletic director. And so far, I haven't seen any info. So I'm going to call John Waters the hardest working man in sports. At the college level, anyway. Breaking ball. Hardest working man in his price range. It's a walk for Kyle Moshier. Third free pass that Blaine Griffin has offered, and if you know anything about Shenandoah, Coach Kevin Anderson isn't going to tolerate too many more of those walks. Not all walks are created equal, of course. And Lynchburg, as a team, works the base on balls better than any team in the country. Going into yesterday, Lynchburg led the nation in walks as a team. Shenandoah was second. Here's a bunt, bobbled by Griffin. Got a hustle. They still got Brandon Garcia by step at first. It'll be a successful sacrifice for Brandon Garcia. He walked and scored his last time up. It moves Kyle Moshier into scoring position for Ben Jones. Ben Jones flew out to deep center field his first time up. 224 hits in the career for Benny Bases. And an on-base percentage north of 570. 222 hits. He's drawn 174 walks in his career. He has actually lost the program lead in base on balls to his teammate, Brandon Garcia. Because Brandon Garcia has taken a boatload of free passes in his career as well. Ben Jones' 61st multi-hit game of his career yesterday. 0-1 after a curveball. This ball's blistered to right field. Down the line, back to the wall. What a grab, and he held on. Kyle Moshier will tag and scamper into second. That is an outstanding play from Kyle Garrett. He's still down on his hands and knees on the warning track. I think he's fine, but he definitely crashed into the wall hard. It is a fence. It's not technically a wall here at the University of Lynchburg. He's going to go back down to his hands and knees again. So he did take a physical tumble there, running that ball down from Ben Jones. Ran out of room at the last step. You know, most teams will have verbal calls about how much room you have before you get to the fence. But I can tell you, as a player, a lot of times when you're going full sprint, you don't necessarily hear that. You feel that you're getting close as an outfielder, and you certainly feel that first step on the warning track, but the warning track is not very big. If you're going full speed, you're probably only going to get one step before you crash into the wall. That's a great play. Breaking ball into the dirt. First pitch ball for Jack Pokerot. Think about Ben Jones now. He's flown out to the warning track twice. That's what's so weird about this game. You could do everything right and not get rewarded. More of a slider concept that time from Blaine Griffin, and it's ball 2. 2-0 count to Jack Pokerot. He's 1 for 1 with a single. JP ready with a man on third. That's Kyle Moshier. Up the middle, there you go. 2 hits for JP, and he'll drive in another one. He has pulled into a tie for the ODAC and the University of Lynchburg program record for RBI in a season. 69 for JP. Incredible stuff for a senior. He's in his first season here for the University of Lynchburg. 4 schools in 4 years for JP. High Point, Patrick and Henry Junior College, Community College, and also UNC Greensboro. Said he found a home here on Lakeside Drive, and has he ever. Kyle Moshier scores after the walk. Leadoff walks in both innings for Lynchburg have come around to score. It's one of the reasons why pitching coaches talk about those, and they hate those. Rare boo-boo from J.P. Williams. He lets a breaking ball get through the 5-hole there and back to the wall. Jack Pokerot in scoring position now. It's a 3-0 Lynchburg lead. Completely different flavor to the game right now than yesterday. Yesterday, Shenandoah went up 2-0 in the top of the second. Lynchburg did answer pretty quickly with a deuce in their half of the second frame. Shenandoah scored 2 more in the top of the fourth. Got the lead back that they would never relinquish. Lynchburg pulled within 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning yesterday. Then the 4 spot from Shenandoah in the top of the 7th. Game had some ebbs and flows, but Shenandoah just kept getting further and further away, and they won the race. Inside fastball, Madden under it. He'll send it to center field. Padilla's going to make the catch. Interesting inning. Lynchburg scores 1 run on 1 hit. A big play by Kyle Garrett at the fence in right field made the damage not as bad for Shenandoah, but the visitors now playing from behind. 3-0, home team on top after 2 complete. Brunch and baseball. Only 15 more minutes before noon, though. I really haven't even snuck in any kind of breakfast references. Shame on me. We've got a great LHSN crew today. Maddie Schuchter, who is really the only one I can talk to about cricket, at least in any depth anyway. Ethan Morotsky at the controls. You know, we said Party Cast Day, revolving door. We actually need to slap a headset on Ethan Morotsky here. Let's do that. Top of the 4th. Can Ski direct and talk a little bit? He says yes, emphatically shaking the head yes. We've got the cruiser. Maddie Schuchter could also come on. That would be fun. We've got the cruiser, who I used to call the cruise missile, but I'm nonviolent, so I'm phasing out the cruise missile nickname and just calling him Cruiser. He's outstanding, and we love this team. A lot of these folks are going to head over to Schellenberger Field for some lacrosse action. Schedule adjusted this weekend for a lot of people because of the weather. And the rest of the ODAC, looks like a lot of teams are playing tomorrow. Lynchburg, I think Lynchburg and Shenandoah were the only team that actually moved up and played yesterday. Matfield gets that slider to plane out just above the knee for strike one. This is the leadoff hitter, Kyle Garrett. What a fine defensive play he just made. That's a high wire act right there when you're getting ready to run into that fence. Hitting the fence is weird, too, because if you hit one of those metal poles the wrong way, that can really, really mess up an entire career, honestly. If you hit the mesh chain link in between the poles, it actually gives a little bit, and that's preferred. But with the windscreen on there, you don't know where that is going to be. A boot there from Brandon Garcia. Got a tricky hop at the end of that ground ball from Kyle Garrett, but that's going to be an error on Lynchburg. Both teams have one now. Shenandoah got charged with an error on that Joe Munitz bunt where Brandon Garcia came around to score the first run of the ball game. Lynchburg leads 3-0. Matfield got a ground ball there. Matfield really haven't even, again, gotten into the scouting report. He'll give you any pitch from any angle, in any count. That's been a trait for Nick Matfield that we've talked about. Doesn't seem to go down to the submarine sidearm stuff as much. But you see the natural arm slot is sort of a true three-quarters, maybe even on the lower side of the three-quarters. That's the descriptor. And Matfield will use the changeup. He'll use curves and sliders. And Matfield's a tinkerer as well. He's always working on the releases and the deliveries. He's probably developing new pitches as we speak. Matfield went 4 2/3 against Bridgewater last weekend. That was April 18th. Gave up just 2 earned runs. Struck out 2, walked 1. There's been some quote-unquote masterpiece games for Nick Matfield, but the longest he's gone this season is 6 innings. We see him typically year to year not really go deep into games until later on in the season. Think May and June, which makes sense because you're in the postseason then. Why extend a guy in February and March if you don't need to? Save some of that wear and tear. We've seen that from Nick Matfield. Now, certainly there's been some times he's wanted to pitch longer in the game, right? I mean, said that quite a lot this season. Most pitchers would like to throw complete games. Matfield has done that a few times in his career. Not this season. Longest was 6 innings against Roanoke back on March 29th. Pitch count certainly more relevant than actual innings that you've thrown. Carl Keenan flew out to left. His first time up, 2 for 4 yesterday for Carl. 415 on the season for this Swinch hitter. Hit .324 in 31 starts last year. Ground ball right side, hit and run was on again. Ben Jones will scoop and throw Carl Keenan out. You could see the umpire there in the infield make a safe call, meaning that ball did not hit Kyle Garrett as he went by. It was pretty close. That's good umpiring there to just go ahead and note, no, that ball did not hit him. Now here's Jamie Padilla, senior outfielder from Yonkers, New York. Big fly yesterday. He's 1 for 1 today. Padilla has a 16-game hitting streak now, over 450 in that streak. Matfield's first pitch is well off the plate. Now it's 1 ball, no strikes with Dylan Mawsey on deck. Mawsey actually had a 13-game hit streak snapped yesterday. Those streaks are a lot of fun to look at. Sometimes another one you got to go beyond the box score a bit though and find what was the average in that streak. Maybe more important. Curveball lands for Nick Matfield. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 Lynchburg lead. Top of the 3rd inning. Shenandoah playing from behind today. Role reversal. These teams have combined for 60 wins this season. Over 450 in the decade. Incredible. Matfield holds, now pitches. That's in the dirt. Good stop from Sean Pokerot. Kind of whiffed as he tried to pick it up, but runner could not advance. That runner is Kyle Garrett. Speed out there for Shenandoah. Another trait for the visitors from Winchester. They really run the bases well. We've been talking about Kevin Anderson recruiting size. He recruits speed, too. Garrett is second on the team right now in stolen bases. Sweeper missed. 3-1 count. Got a base open here. Lynchburg will use that as a strategic advantage sometimes, calling the pitches. Mike Solbach calling the game for Lynchburg with input, of course, from the head coach, Travis Beasley, and the entire coaching staff, really. Swing and a miss for Padilla. Job by Matfield to go after him, kept it low in the zone. Full count now. 1 out. Garrett reached on the error. Carl Keenan just grounded out. Jamie Padilla, third hitter in the inning, second at bat for him. Matfield kicks and fires, got another swing and miss. Strikeout there for Nick Matfield. Second punch of the ball game for Nick, and it will bring up the Frosh, Dylan Mawsey. Mawsey flew out to center his first time up after going 0 for 4 yesterday and having that streak snapped. Lynchburg's going to have Munitz, Poker Rock, and Flora due up. 5, 6, 7 for the home team. The Snake Farmers, the Fighting Hopwoods, the Foxes. Spin move. Lynchburg's got a chance here, but the ball popped out of the skillet as Brandon Garcia was going to apply the tag. Another one that's going to be close, even if he holds on to it. Hard to really recreate that and know necessarily what might happen. Matfield set again. Shift is on again for Lynchburg, this time against Dylan Mawsey. Remember, it was Ebzada who hit through the shift, hit against it, down the third base line, really. Third baseman Kyle Moshier is way off the bag at third. He's probably a third of the way to second base. So think about 90 feet between the bases. That means Moshe is probably a good 25 or 30 feet off of third base. Brandon Garcia, you can tell from his setup, just because you can see him on the camera shot there, he's basically in between the runner and second base, or betwixt the runner and second base, which is just a fun word to slide in there occasionally. Ben Jones, second baseman, not in shallow right field like you see from some shifts, but he certainly slid over to first. Another pickoff attempt, and Garrett's back in time. Shenandoah does a good job of getting back to the base on those pickoff attempts and not making it easy to catch the ball. They don't give any ground when the fielder is going to make the catch on the move, or maybe even from a stationary spot. So you can't reroute as a runner. You can't go try to initiate contact, but you can, by rule, go straight back into the bag. Two and one now for Dylan Mawsey. 328 hitter on the season after an 0 for 4 day yesterday. A bluff from Brandon Garcia. Now Matfield delivers and misses there. Off the plate, wide for ball 3. Tyler Smith is on deck. Homer numbers for these teams, an update. Each had 1 yesterday. It's 40 dingers for Shenandoah. Lynchburg has clubbed 47. Single season program record for Lynchburg. It's a miss on the 3-1. There's a walk. First walk of the ball game. Nick Matfield has issued. He did hit Kemper Omps earlier. Lynchburg offensively has drawn 3 base on balls. Here's Tyler Smith. Speaking of home runs, he is the home run leader with 12. I know I've said that, and perhaps maybe too much. We should also note he's the RBI leader with 51. 7 doubles for this guy, too. Comes in hitting .319. Dropped about 5 points from yesterday after an 0 for 3 afternoon. Did walk 1 time. Matfield's 0-0 is swung through. Now it's 0-1 to Tyler Smith with Ebzada on deck. Designated hitter singled against the shift his first time up. Both teams looking for win number 31 this season. Somebody's getting it today. Swing and a miss. Smith comes up with just air on another sweeper from Nick Matfield. Let's see what Nick tries to do here. 0-2 count. 2 outs and 2 on. Lynchburg leads 3-0. Top of the third. I guess a tie could theoretically be in play. Knock on wood. None of the baseball fans want another one of those. The 0-2. Chopped foul, and we'll rerun it at 0-2 here. With Ebzada on deck, Lynchburg's got Munitz to lead off in their half of the third. I think because it has been so dry in Central Virginia, even if that rain arrived early, we'd be able to play through a little bit of it. Now, you can't play through lightning, but we could play through some light rain. Outside target, Matfield, basically a bullseye, and Smith didn't offer at that. Got the bat off his shoulder. And it makes it the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 on, 2 good runners on as well. Garrett a bit better than Mawsey, but you can't forget about Mawsey there at first. Plus, he's got a big lead over there. Jack Pokerock playing behind him. Matfield lifts the leg and fires. Same spot, same exact pitch. Smith laid off again. Cat and mouse right there. That's what the game is built on, the battle between pitcher and hitter. Sometimes as a pitcher, that cat and mouse, you think, well, he didn't swing at the last one. Maybe if I throw it there again, he'll be a little bit more antsy. And didn't happen that time. So you go back and you try to chase that mouse a little bit more. Comes the 2-2. And that one's just a miss from Nick Matfield. I think he would tell you he did not execute there. Wheels in motion play now. Runners will be on the move with a full count and 2 outs. Lynchburg defensively will have to throw a cross on all but the hardest batted ball to an infielder. Outfield, playing Tyler Smith basically straight up with the exception of Quinn Madden. Well, now Madden will actually move straight up. Payoff coming from Nick Matfield. Pounded foul. We'll try it again. Smith fouled off an 0-2 pitch. Fouls off 1 there, so that means this is pitch number 8 of the at-bat. This is our first real long at-bat of the ball game. Think back to the top of the first. Matfield actually got the first 2 outs in 3 pitches. A very aggressive approach early from Shenandoah. They've tempered that a bit. Matfield has walked 1 and hit 1. Head start for the runners. Here's the pitch. Matfield underneath the zone. Back-to-back walks now for Nick. Nice at bat from Tyler Smith. That's one of those walks that he really had to earn. Fouled off some pitches, laid off some close offerings. That's not a, hey, I took a walk because the other guy just couldn't find it for 4 straight pitches. That's a walk that you earn as Tyler Smith, and that's part of the reason why Shenandoah is second in D3 baseball in walks right now. Lynchburg first. Mound visit time. As Sean Pokerock will take a visit and have a chat with Nick Matfield. There is activity in the Lynchburg bullpen. Shenandoah pen was busy in the bottom of the first inning. Blaine Griffin had to face 8 batters before finally getting out of the inning, yielding 2 runs. Lynchburg has upped that lead. More chips in the pot. 3-0 is the victory right now. 3-0 is the lead, rather, not the victory, but the lead for Lynchburg. That could change with 1 swing and a good hitter stepping in. Adam Ebzada. Sophomore is 1 for 1. Let's see how extreme the shift is. He hit it to Kyle Moshear's backhand between Moshe and the third base bag last time up. Bases loaded right now for the visitors. A real chance to strike for the boys in blue. Matfield wide on the first offering to Ebzada. J.P. Williams is on deck. He struck out his first time up. Infield has more options here with runners at every base. Good speed at every station. Shift is really on because Brandon Garcia has gone to the right side of the bag from our perspective. Backswing caught Sean Pokerock. Adam Ebzada stuck the hand out and gave Pokey the immediate my bad there as he realized that the backswing did catch him a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Life of a catcher. That file is growing today. You got to block all those balls. You take the foul tips, then you get hit on the backswing. We mentioned that the other day about that's why the catchers wear the hard skull cap now rather than just a baseball cap backwards. Matfield's 1-1 stayed up and away. Advantage count now for Ebzada. I think if it got to a 2-strike count, you might see Lynchburg with the interior defenses play him a bit more straight up. But the shift is on again. 2-1, same result. Ball, 3 balls, 1 strike now. Real advantage count for Saebzadeh. Power numbers on the season, 3 homers, 3 doubles for this guy. Doubled yesterday, pardon me, he's got 4. Matfield did paint the black there. Nice location, and here we go. The runners will be on the move again. This is the cavalcade of action play right here. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Big moment, high leverage kind of a pitch right here. Matfield's ready from the stretch. Now fires. Got him swinging, and a big roar from Nick Matfield. He's a guy who usually does not exhibit a ton of emotion. That tells you what that pitch meant to him. Matfield had his back to the wall, an error in the inning, then 2 walks, loaded the bases, but Nick Matfield with a big punch out to walk back to the dugout. Shutty intact, and Lynchburg still leads 3-0. Not a ton of baseball birthdays today, it looked like, but I will tell you that the basketball legend, Tim Duncan, was born on this date. This is day number 115 of the year, day 115 of the year. And that means you've got 250 left. Make the most of them, baseball fans. The legendary actor Al Pacino was born on this date. They share a birth date with jazz singer Ella Fitzgerald, one of the all-time best. Ella Fitzgerald, by the way, from Virginia, Newport News, Virginia, grew up in New York, probably not far from Yonkers, where Jamie Padilla is from. Let's see what else baseball-wise today. Got some great action going on league-wide in Major League Baseball, if you're a fan. Tony Phillips was born today, so not a ton of big-time baseball birthdays today. Here's a fun baseball nugget for you. On this date, 1961, Gene Conley pitches for the Boston Red Sox. That's interesting because 2 weeks before, he won an NBA title with the Boston Celtics. So Gene Conley playing at the highest level in the NBA and Major League Baseball. Those guys are always fun. We hear a lot about the Bo Jacksons and the Deion Sanders. Love them. Love Jim Thorpe, who played in the NFL, Major League Baseball, and won a gold medal. So we need to be talking about Gene Conley a little bit more. We'll talk about Joe Muniz. Oh, a shout out that we missed. Our great friend Bill Gerke. Bill Gerke is here taking some photos with Caroline Gerke, one of our all-time favorites here at the University of Lynchburg. And the Gerkes, Caroline's parents, that is, they had an anniversary today, celebrating their anniversary today with some baseball and fun. Joe Muniz had the bunt single that scored Brandon Garcia. Steep breaking ball from Blaine Griffin. Strike 1. Strike 2. It's an 0-2 count. Pardon me. The pitch from number 52 is a ball. Sean Pokerock is on deck. Shawnee is 7 for his last 9. 1 for 1 in this ball game with an RBI single. That scored the second run for Lynchburg. Here comes the 1-2. Went around the plate there. J.P. Williams was very appreciative of his pitcher's effort, but it was a ball. Level count, 2-2, none gone. Bottom of the third. Muniz will pop this one back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Carl Kanan. He gloved it, but by the time he looked at first base, he was already in shallow center field and just ate that one. Single for Joe Muniz. 2 infield singles for Joe. Hey, hit them where they ain't, right? Any way you can get them. If you're Joe Muniz or any baseball player, you will take those. Here's Sean Pokerock, 1 for 1. 2 for 3 yesterday, did walk. 417 right now. You know, his brother, Jack Pokerock, has a resume and a file this year that makes a case for ODAC Player of the Year. I think Sean Pokerock has a case as well. I mean, he really does. Sean's numbers are incredible throughout the season. They're incredible against conference competition. He's one hitting over 400 in ODAC play. Likes the first one. It blazes that down the left field line. Rip and run time for Sean Pokerock. Joe Muniz is going to go first to third. It's a double for Shawnee. Man, he continues to stay hot. Sean Pokerock is now 8 for his last 10. You talk about a mega heater right now. Sean Pokerock is on one. Hit number 6 in the ballgame for Lynchburg. two in scoring position. How long does Shenandoah stay with Blaine Griffin? Asked that question before I saw Kevin Anderson coming out of the dugout. He must have had the same thought process I did. Doesn't mean this is the end of the day for Blaine Griffin. We'll wait and see. It won't be the first pitcher that Lynchburg has chased early this season. They've made a real habit of that. Once again, you don't win 30 games, you don't win 22 in a row without getting to some good starting pitching early. A reminder, Lynchburg has scored double-digit runs 21 times this year. They are unbeaten when they've done that. Lynchburg now, we have to adjust the close game win-loss record. In games decided by 4 or less, Lynchburg is now 8-3 this season. They're staying with Blaine Griffin. So Lynchburg has not chased this junior righty just yet. Maybe they won't. Here's Kyle Flora, 0 for 0 with a walk in his first plate appearance. 0 for 2 yesterday, did contribute with a sacrifice fly, a walk, and a run scored. Corners are in for Shenandoah. It's a 3-0 ball game. It's still early. We're in the bottom of the third. I like to break the game, into those 3 segments. 1, 2, 3, middle innings of 4, 5, and 6, and then the championship round, 7, 8, and 9. I think a lot of coaches do the same. 1-1 count as Griffin missed with the off speed. You think about it, that's one of those things about baseball that kind of gives it that mystical quality as well. 3 strikes and you're out, 3 outs in an inning. 3 times 3 is 9. We played 9 innings. Oh, Flora, watch out. No more numbers. This ball is busted to right field. Another long run for Kyle Garrett. He'll make another impressive catch, but that's more than deep enough to score Joe Munitz. Sacrifice fly on the board for Kyle Flora. He had a sack yesterday. That's another thing that Lynchburg, one of the best in the country at, sacrifice flies. They've got 35 this season. For reference, Shenandoah has 19 sacrifice flies. Here's Ryder Warren. Sean Pokerock moved up 90 feet as well, so the sac fly back in play now with 1 out. 2 hits in the inning, 6 in the ball game. 1 gone now in the bottom of the third. Lynchburg ups the lead 4-0. Home team on top. Ryder Warren with a moment now to break the door off the hinges. This is still high leverage here. Infield drawn in all the way around now. Back-to-back big breaking balls for strikes. Blaine Griffin is really leaning on that steep overhand curveball. And it's got so much depth and downward action, it becomes very hard to pinpoint where it's going to land, where it's going to plane out. That one's in the dirt. Good hold by Ryder Warren. Before 2 strikes, Ryder Warren was thinking elevate something in the outfield. Now with 2 strikes in the infield drawn in, he might think, let me just survive. Let me get metal on this and see where it goes. Fastball off the plate, ball 2. Let's see if that sets up another curveball here from Blaine Griffin. 3 of the 4 pitches in the at-bat have been those overhand breaking balls. Is he coming back with another one? We'll see. No, changeup. Nice piece of pitching there from Blaine Griffin to retire a hitter that had been red hot. Struggling now against Blaine Griffin, though. Ryder Warren is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Up steps Kyle Moshier. Walked his first time up and scored. 1 walk yesterday. Moshe's on base percentage is really a pretty good 444 right now. Batting average not as appealing aesthetically, but Moshe has been a big factor. Breaking ball downstairs, popped out of the dirt circle, but not really a chance there for Sean Pokerock at third to advance. Brandon Garcia on deck. He's got a sack, bunt, and a walk. There's the curveball again. I mean, Blaine Griffin has really been heavy with that curveball. Almost pitching backwards in the sense that his curveball is setting up his fastball. And then he's got a changeup, maybe a split finger that he can go to as well. Pop up from Moshier. Does not look to be catchable for J.P. Williams. Hopefully one of those Lynchburg baseball alums can make the grab up there. A lot of them in attendance today. Always great to see the old guys. Believe we've got my friend Brian Goddard, who is a Shenandoah baseball alum, in the house. His brother Kyle played at CNU. So I think we could see could see the Goddard family join us Tuesday when CNU comes to town. The captains. Everybody for Lynchburg calling for a balk, and the umpire agrees. Third base umpire was the one that called it. Kyle Moshier looked back at the home plate umpire and said, hey, wait, he can't do that. As Blaine Griffin kind of went to come set and then stopped. And I believe our elite technical team is going to get a look at it for you on the replay. That's exactly what it was. Great, high-value replay there from the LHSN team, by the way. The balk will score Sean Pokerot. Blaine Griffin went to come set and stopped, and it's got to be all in one motion when you do that. Only thing he could have done to save himself was maybe try to step off immediately and get the umpire thinking, oh, he was just in the mode of stepping off. Tapper, foul ball. Interesting moment there. We've seen some interesting balks called in Major League Baseball this year. Again, I shouldn't assume all of our fans watch the MLB like I do, but you can get away with some things in big league ball that you can't in college. But even up there's a lot of gray area on those balks. Kyle Moshier under this one to left field. Long-ish run there for Kemper Omps, but he'll make the grab. Lynchburg does plate two more. Hornets building the lead. It's out to 5-0 home team after 3 complete at James C. Fox Field. Here we go, ready for the top of the fourth. Kyle Haney and Ethan Morotsky. Ski is doing double duty, but he's also going to let Maddie Schuchter spread her wings. You know, we don't talk enough about you and Maddie. You're both half English.
Yeah.
That's what maybe is not known, and maybe you don't want that to be known. I don't know.
Well, I think it's more known for Maddie Schuchter because she's got the accent.
Sure.
And I could throw on the accent. A lot of people ask me to when they find out that my mom's from North London, but I always tell them I really only throw on the accent when I go across the Atlantic and try and fit in over there. But of course, people over there, they know that I'm throwing on an accent. They know I'm trying because, you know, it's not a perfect accent.
Yeah, I think if you went over there for like a month, though, people might not know. But on the other hand, some people have good ears. Let's talk some baseball with you here, Ski. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Shenandoah. They've left 3 stranded. Lynchburg, 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. Early standouts for you in these first 3 innings, my friend?
Easily Nick Matfield. I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in Lynchburg history, has the most wins in program. So definitely stand up from him. I mean, that was a huge jam that he kind of got into last inning and got out of. I mean, a 3-1 count with 2 outs and the bases loaded. It's tough because as a hitter, you know that Nick Matfield's not a pitcher that's going to walk or run in, so you're going to get something to hit. And really tough pitches that he made and made really good ones and just got him to swing and miss on a couple, and that's Nick Matfield pitching. I mean, he's so good in jams like this, and he's a pitcher that he's not really going to fuzz a fastball in there. I mean, he can sit around 84, 85, 86, but he's got a ton of movement. I mean, you've seen it all day. I mean, right there as he gets him to fly out shallow right center.
Oh, it's not a fly out. That ball's going to drop.
But you see it right there. I mean, his slider and his curveball, I mean, they just move so much. And I can say that with experience because I've gotten to face Nick throughout my career. We came in at the same time. He's just played a couple more years than me. But he's one of the dirtiest pitchers I've ever seen. And not as in like his morale, but just his pitches are dirty.
Yeah, dirty is a compliment for pitchers and nasty and filthy and all those things. Hey, I mean, tell me about the mindset for him, though, because you know as well as anybody when he talks about the game, whether it's his pitching or just baseball in general, what are some of the things he talks about?
So, because Nick's one of my best friends, I talk to him like normal. But if you're somebody who doesn't really know Nick and you try and get him, he's actually a really quiet person, which it's strange to see, but because, you know, all of our buddies that are in the stands right now, and if I were to talk to him right now, he'd talk to me like normal. But he's a little bit of a quiet guy. But talking about his game, he's one of the smartest guys I've ever known about baseball. He loves talking about his teammates, loves talking to me. I mean, I talk to him after every single game or doubleheader on the weekend. I mean, his mentality is he's going to go out there and throw strikes. He's going to give Beasley and Solwak his best effort, and he's done that for the last 5 years now. And he's one of the best. Again, he's one of the best in the program. He's one of the best in the ODAC that's ever played. So definitely a big mentality on number 33 in red.
Well, and you think about starting pitchers, right? Because this is going to be start number 9 for Nick. For Lynchburg, it's game number 36. So you do have to watch a lot as a starting pitcher. Whereas those relievers, you got to be ready. You might go in, but a starter, you do get to observe the game a lot, and really you can study it. You can study other pitchers. You can study hitters. You can daydream obviously as well. Hopefully, you don't want Bees to catch you scrolling on your phone or anything over there. But you do get a lot of time to watch the game as a starting pitcher.
Yeah, and Nick's one of the pitchers on this squad that actually goes behind home plate when he's not pitching, and he does charts, whether that's velocity or where the pitches were, stuff like that. So you're right. You're completely right. He does have a lot of chances where he can see hitters. I mean, he was back there yesterday watching these Shenandoah hitters, so maybe he has a little bit more of an edge than Colt Ryder did yesterday. But you can also say the same thing about the Shenandoah pitchers because I know that they're the same way. They're going to have pitchers behind the plate doing charts and everything too. Yeah.
Usually you can see that in our camera there as we see Nick Matfield throw over and keep tabs on Jack Pokerock. So Ski, let's talk. Let's get you in the spotlight here for a bit. You're a Lynchburg baseball alum. I mean, let's talk some about these seniors. We're going to run them all down here in just a bit, but what do these guys mean to you? I mean, you played with these guys. You've seen their growth. They came in as those young upstarts, wet behind the ears, and now they're getting ready to graduate as time flies on us.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've been here for 6 years, and it just doesn't feel like Brandon and Ben. I mean, they're the big ones in this grad class. It just doesn't, and Sean, it just doesn't feel like they're that much old. They're that much younger than me. I mean, it's just yesterday. I feel like they were in my house when I was a junior watching Duke versus UNC play basketball against each other. I mean, what a catch. They're going to say he caught it. What a catch from Joe Munitz in left.
The runner might be getting doubled up here as well. J.P. Williams just got doubled up. He thought that ball was down. Kevin Anderson's going to argue the same. He's telling J.P. Williams to stay on the base. So we got an interesting moment here, Mr. Morotsky. Joe Munitz lays out, appears to make the catch. This is how good Ski is. He's running the replay for you right now. Home plate umpire signaled out. To me, if he signals out, J.P. Williams as a runner has to go back. It's hard to assume that the umps are going to overturn this call as a runner, right? It's Ethan Morotsky. He's going to chop up this replay, slow it down. That's how good this man is. I can't quite see the replay monitor there, but, I mean, what do you think? We got a catch?
I mean, it looks tough. I can't really see if that gets in the glove before. I mean, in all honesty, it looks like it might have hit the ground.
We appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. I
and
mean,
I'm sure the Shenandoah
really
fans
tough.
do too. Although maybe sometimes when the call goes against your team, you actually don't want to see the replay that gets it wrong or shows that the ump got it wrong, because then you're going to be stewing over that for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? Part of the game, though. I'll tell you this. I love replay in the big leagues. I don't mind the ABS. I know some people don't like that. They're going to confirm the call, and they're going to confirm that J.P. Williams is out. That's a double play. I think officially it might go down as 7-4-3 as Ben Jones didn't tag him. He chucked it over to first. If you've got the advantage of video replay, I think Kevin Anderson's probably using one of his replays there on that.
100%. And like you mentioned, I mean, we don't have ABS here or challenges until you get to the national championship tournament. Now, I don't know if they'll have ABS at the national championship tournament. That'd be pretty cool. But definitely you'll have a challenge per game, and it's something that Lynchburg has used and has been used against. You go back to Misericordia just a couple years ago, my senior year, where there was a bunt play by Josh Dormand where the Misericordia actually challenged, got it overturned, and ended up going on to win that ball game. So, I mean, it's huge. But, again, that's a tough call in left field. A great play by Joe Munitz. Really great effort. Somebody who played center last year and now switching to left field.
This ball's hit well. Long run for Kyle Flora. He'll reroute, zigzagging right into it to make the catch there. Good swing by Christian Carver. It's not exactly 3 up, 3 down for Shenandoah, but Nick Matfield faces the minimum base hit from Williams, and then the fly out from Kemper Umps results in the double play. Kyle Haney, Ethan Morotsky, let's just stay here, Ski, and keep talking about, let's run down these seniors. I mean, look, Brandon Garcia, Ben Jones, we can talk about them for the rest of the decade, right? Yeah. Let's talk about some other guys. Let's talk about guys like Joe Gordon, Mason McDowell. I'm thinking about some players, that we don't see as much. How about Matt Cassidy, Trevor Loving, Trevor Barnes, Frankie Engel? What about those guys, those kind of behind-the-scenes guys? Because you spent a lot of your career as one of those guys. Had some great moments your senior season, especially in that postseason run. What do those guys mean for a ball club like this? Those guys that maybe you're not seeing them play every day, but they're still high value to the team.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at players like Mason McDowell and Matt Cassidy, those are guys that when they came in, I mean, they didn't get a ton of innings, but had their shot in the World Series, and they took advantage of it. Had 2 really great appearances in the year that we won it, and it's all about waiting their turn. And Matt Cassidy's got a great story. I mean, played in the World Series, had a really good opportunity, and definitely came in clutch, and then fortunately injuries really hit him, but came back this year, threw a couple innings. I mean, Matt Cassidy's story, absolutely loved the guy and would do anything for him. And then, I mean, you got players like Frankie Engel who are a big vibes guy. I mean, they help around the team more than anybody can know. I mean, you only see them on the cameras here at the field, but people like Frankie Engel, they do so much for the program, and they really don't get enough love.
You spend so much time as a baseball player at this level working on the field, pulling the tarp, taking BP, taking defensive practice, et cetera, in the gym, that, you need everybody to really bring something from that vibes, that psychological, emotional perspective. So even when it doesn't show up on the field, it does show up. And as you know, Lynchburg's so big on those live at-bats, live action during the week. So if you're a guy that's not playing a lot, you might become the other guy's batting practice, but you got to give them a good look as a pitcher and make your hitters work. And then also the hitters that aren't playing, they need some reps as well. So that's a pretty important. I think in football, it's you call that the scout team, right?
Yeah.
But those are important in baseball too.
Yeah, well, and I think that's a reason why Lynchburg's offense has been really good the last, you could say 6 years, is because during the midweeks we do live ABs like you mentioned, and Lynchburg's pitching has been so good the last couple years. I mean, a big shout out to Coach Beasley and Coach Solbach, and I mean, they have done such a good job scouting and recruiting that our live AB pitchers, who you don't really see on the field too much during games, are still almost just as good, or maybe even as good or better. So, I mean, you're getting a lot of great looks in practice too.
I'll tell you, Ethan Morotsky has been another term I really don't like that much that gets used a lot now is killing it. But Ethan Morotsky has been killing it on the softball broadcast. And I was jealous because you got Bryce Demery to call a couple games with you last weekend. I popped in there, man. I love that. You guys were awesome. And that softball team's been winning a lot of games this year.
Yeah.
They've really exceeded expectations. Watch out. That one's over the head of Brandon Garcia for ball 4. They can't. The sports right now at Lynchburg, it's incredible the success that Lynchburg is having.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got men's lacrosse playing later today, and they're top 5 in the nation, going up against another top 10 team in the nation at WNL, playing for that 1 seed in the ODAC tournament. You got softball, like you mentioned, who really have been proving people wrong. I mean, they're a super young team and a lot of potential, but I think a lot of other teams in the ODAC were counting them out, and they're proving a lot of people wrong. I mean, you got youngsters like Helen Maddox, Sydney Bryant, Kenzie Booth, Chase. I mean, I can name so many. They've been doing so well this year.
I think we got a pitching change for Shenandoah, so maybe slight announcer error on our part. But Andrew Glode is in the game. Another big guy, 6'4", 210, Silver Spring, Maryland. He's a senior. Get you some numbers here in a second as he faces Ben Jones. Lynchburg leads 5-0. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. This is the Lynchburg offense we're used to, Ethan. I won't say they were cold yesterday. I prefer to give those 3 Shenandoah pitchers a lot of the credit. They really held Lynchburg in check yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, I mean, they played better baseball than Lynchburg, and that's not easy to do. Obviously, Lynchburg number 2, Shenandoah number 8 in the coaches poll. But, yeah, the pitchers really did super well. You had hitters like Ryder Warren and Sean Pokarak who really hit the ball well, just right at people. And unfortunately, you just got to tip your cap and say, look, pitchers outpitched us today, and they deserved the W. And I think Lynchburg, I was talking to some of the fans on the Lynchburg side saying, maybe Lynchburg needed that loss. I think some of the players needed to know that they're not invincible. They're not going to win every single game. But like you mentioned yesterday during the broadcast, this is baseball. You can win on any given day. And, I mean, this is a Shenandoah team that has been unbelievable almost every single year that they've been a program. And so they're right back to where they normally are every season under Coach Kevin Anderson, and it's going to be a really tough team to beat. I mean, obviously you could see it this weekend, but even in the playoffs, it's going to be a really tough team to beat for anybody.
No doubt. I just wonder how many times we're going to be seeing this matchup this year. As Ben Jones will take a walk. It's back-to-back free passes by Glode. Coming in, he's got a 4.82 earned run average. This is appearance number 7, 6 of those out of the bullpen. And it might be a short day, unfortunately, for Glode. He struck out 7, and he's now walked 12 on the season. Yeah, I think we are going to get a change here. At least that's anticipated by Lynchburg anyway. We'll keep bantering a bit. How much fun is it when you get some days like today where you get a lot of your former teammates
it's
in
the
the
best.
house? Yeah.
It's really the best. I mean, a lot of the guys down there, the people from my class, unfortunately, Gavin Collins couldn't make it, but he is listening, so shout out to my roommate, Gavin Collins. He told me when you said a couple innings ago that I would be in the top 4, he texted me, he said, you better hop on the broadcast. So.
Love it. You got your wish, Gavin.
Yeah. It's great to see all the guys come because, when I'm done here at work, I get to go hang out with them and talk to them, what they've been doing the last year.
But you got to work the lacrosse game, though, right?
Yeah. Well, after that, I'll go out there and get some dinner with them.
That's one of the advantages to moving that up as well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, no, it's going to be a lot of fun getting to talk to them, getting to hear their story after baseball because, that's always super interesting because, growing up, everybody wants to be a pro baseball player, but reality hits at some point for a majority of us players, and it's always really fun to hear what they've been doing. Well, I mean, Ryan Long, what he's been doing, he's been working security for a casino, and I mean that's a really interesting story to hear. Riley's been working on some of the business sides down or up in Northern Virginia, so it's super fun to hear what they've been doing and what they're going to be up to in the next couple of years.
Well, and you hit on something there about this game. I mean, you think about in the grand scheme of life, a baseball player's career is actually pretty short. I mean, you're going to play from age 5 to about 22 or so, right?
Yeah.
Most of us. Yeah. Most of us. So you got to think, hopefully you live a long life, and that's only about a quarter of your life that you're going to spend playing baseball.
Yeah.
And hopefully even less, actually, if you live really long life. You lived 100 or something like that. But I think it's, what lessons can you take from the game? What does it teach you? What does it give you individually and then collectively as well? Trying to figure out, how do I fit in that team concept? We talked about some of those guys that, hey, maybe you don't get to play as much as you want to. Well, what can you learn from that? And I think that's where the real value in sports is. Like, it's great when you can see a guy like LeBron, who's still great. He hit a shot to send it into overtime yesterday. But how many people are like LeBron and can play till age 41?
Not a lot.
You probably count them on 2 hands, that have done that. So all the rest of us, we get a really short window, and you better enjoy it. And I think we have so far. And it's great you meet new characters every single season. Like you mentioned on that softball team, you get somebody you've never heard of at the beginning of the year, and then at the end of the year you feel like you know them because you've watched them do all these great things.
Well, I think that's the beauty of college sports, and if you ask coaches like Travis Beasley or Kevin Cardozo of the women's volleyball team, they'll say obviously they're recruiting people and they're bringing in players for college sports, obviously to win championships and go as far as they can in tournaments, but realistically these people are here for school and they're here to grow these young men and women up, and that's the beauty of Lynchburg. They do such a great job in doing so.
New pitcher for Shenandoah is Jackson Sherman. I like this guy. He's from Waynesboro, a senior. He'll make a fake throw to second. There's the one disengagement. A good earned run average this season for Sherman, 2.08. This is appearance number 7. His big year was as a sophomore when he threw 15 times. He was 3-1. Numbers not as good last year for Sherman, but he's dependable out of the bullpen. He'll pitch to Jack Pokerock downstairs with the curveball. We got to be on destruction watch with Jack Pokerock. I mean, he has been incredible this season. And we'll get some thoughts from you on JP. I mean, coming in with Sean already being here, we knew about Jack. We'll continue this after the 1-0 from Sherman. 2 on, none out. Lynchburg looking to bust it open. I mean, we knew that Jack existed, obviously, but I don't know that any of us knew really how good he was. Now that he's here, we get a firsthand visual of just how awesome he is.
Yeah, he's been doing some great stuff. Again, tied the ODAC record in RBIs in a single season with Avery Neves, and grounds this one, throw to second in time, first in time again for a double play. So not seeing Jack's potential there, but, I mean, he's had a really great season. And fortunately, I've had the availability to play with Jack and Sean growing up.
Yeah.
I played Little League with them, played against them in high school, so I got really lucky in that department. But, I mean, seeing him and how he's grown in the last couple of years, see how well he's played up in the Division I level, come down, play with his his twin brother. It's really, I've been really fortunate to see that. I mean, to see younger kids like them, again, that senior class, grow in this environment in Lynchburg, it really makes me happy for them.
Another double play for Shenandoah, by the way, fans. I think it's 39 in 39 games. One double play per game for Shenandoah. Brady Moore made an interesting point that if you're turning a lot of double plays, that might mean you're allowing a lot of runners. But anyway, slice it. Shenandoah has been great as Quinn Madden is under this one, popping it down the first base line. Catch made there by Dylan Mawsey. Ski, let's just keep talking for a minute here. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just keep talking for a minute. I mean, what else when you watch this team? I mean, what you think they're at a place mentally where you guys were at in 23 and 24? I mean, obviously, your first 2 seasons were pretty good as well in 21 and 22. It's not like the ball club was bad there, but do you see some of the same traits from this team that you saw with those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go back to my freshman and sophomore year, where freshman year we won the ODAC tournament. Second year we were fortunately good enough in the nation to where we got a bid into that regional tournament. But the growth that we had those first 2 years to get us to that national championship winning year, I see it exactly where I've been here the last year, been able to call games with you last year, and even watching games this year, whether that was down at softball watching them while I was on the call down there on the other side of campus, or even just working these games where I see that growth in these players. And I say it, growth is in Brandon Garcia and Ben Jones were on that team. The same with Sean Pokerak. They were playing that year, but they've grown even more the last 2 years after that, and that's huge because there's always areas in your game that you can get better, and players like Sean Pokerak, Ben Jones, and Brandon Garcia, everybody on this team, they're always down here at the field 24/7. I mean, I get texts from Nick, hey, we don't have practice tomorrow, I'll be on Xbox, but I'll be at work and I'll still hear them, knowing they don't have practice, I'll still hear their bats down across campus.
Right.
So, I mean, this is a team that they're always down here at the field and they want to get better whether they have practice or they don't.
I love it, man. I'll tell you, extended conversation here. Kyle Haney and Ethan Morotsky. Think about your class now. You guys went to 4 straight NCAA regionals. They've extended that with 6 in a row now for Lynchburg. I mean, you think about this Lynchburg team this year with where the NPI is. They've basically got an at-large bid secured. Nothing's official. I don't want to jinx it or anything like that. But they're going to go back to postseason baseball again this year as Matt Field misses to Kyle Garrett. Garrett's 0 for 2. He reached on an error. It's really impressive. And, you saw a little bit of a peek into another impressive baseball program with Randolph-Macon and your brother playing there as Garrett get under this one. Let's see if Jack Pokerock's got room over here on the first base line. Oh, yes, reaching over the fence line. You got to love that. That's pro style right there. They do that all the time in the big leagues. Of course, there you got to dodge a guy eating a hot dog or something as well. Jack didn't have to worry about that, but that's still a tough play right there, Mr. Morotsky.
Yeah, and a lot of it comes down to his twin brother behind the plate, Sean Pokerak. I mean, yelling at him. You might have heard it on the crowd, Mike, yelling at him, he's got room. So a lot of help around the park, and it's not just plays like that down the first baseline. You see down third baseline, and even the outfielders down there at the fence. So a lot of help from the other teammates, but a great play from Jack.
Can I give the fans a little bit more about you here as Carl Keenan sits 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Ski is a big Milwaukee Brewers guy, also a Minnesota Vikings guy, right? You got to go to that Vikings game.
I did.
Last fall. That was a pretty great
versus
experience,
the
huh?
Eagles.
Yeah.
They lost, but it was a really great game. Second game that I'd been to, but first one at the new U.S. Bank Stadium.
How many Major League games have you been to?
Man,
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay,
so
nice.
typically I try and go whenever the Brewers are in town because, back home, Northern Virginia, I'm only about 30 to 40 minutes from D.C.
Yeah.
So try and get into town or try and go up into D.C. whenever the Brewers are in town.
In 24, did you watch any of those Guardians games? They were in town both those weekends.
I did.
Okay,
we went to the regional at Case Western, me and my father, we made the trip out to Progressive Park. Beautiful stadium. One of the best I've been to.
I wholeheartedly agree with my entire beating heart there, my friend. What else? I know we don't want to completely monopolize your time here. We got Maddie on an island over there, but she's awesome, so that's great. What else, man? I mean, what do you think about when you watch these games? I mean, I like talking to different people because we've all got slightly different perspectives here. Keenan, 2-2 count against Nick Matfield.
I think, and I probably have the same answer as everybody down the line watching the game that were in my class. I mean, it makes me miss it. It makes me miss the game every second that I watch them. But at the same time, I look at this lineup, I'm like, I don't know if I played another year, I'd be able to fit in this lineup. They're so good. I mean, this is a great team. You got Quinn, Joe, and Kyle in the outfield, and they're doing a fantastic job out there offensively and defensively.
Good battle right there. Matfield just missed. He thought it was a strike. Carl Keenan seemed to know it was ball 4, and Keenan is on third walk. Matfield has issued. Yeah, it's a team with so much talent. They're going to lose a lot next year, they being Lynchburg. They're going to lose a lot. I mean, we've run down a lot of the seniors. I'll give you the entire list here in just a bit, fans, but they're losing some horsepower. I mean, they're losing some major horsepower, but I think there's reason to think Lynchburg can continue to be good next year and moving forward. I think there is. I think there's a lot of talent coming back. Of course, we know Travis Beasley and his staff, they're going to recruit well. We're going to get to meet new faces that might step up and make an impact next year. We got a mound visit, so we can keep that party going. What about do you think about how you want to try to stay in baseball as you get older? Coaching, broadcasting, both? You're not going to be an umpire,
maybe
are you?
A little bit. Well, I was back in the Little League days,
Okay.
of course. But no, I'd love to stay in baseball, whether that's down the road with the Howlers or up north with maybe the Fred Nats or even with some pro ball teams up in the MLB. Definitely trying to look around for some availability that these teams have, trying to get some connections because, nowadays it's really a lot about who you know. So definitely trying to get some connections there. But, I mean, looking at this team, they are losing a lot. But like you mentioned, Beasley's done a great job recruiting and got some flashes this year from Bondurant. I mean, he had a good couple of games there at shortstop, but you got Moshier at third base who can play middle infield. You got Maddox Tsutsui played a lot last year after Gavin Collins' unfortunate injury. He showed some flashes of greatness. So this team, they're losing a lot, but they're in really great hands.
I think it's just life just presents so many different challenges. Next year will be a different challenge for Lynchburg. This season it's about trying to be as great and have as much excellence as possible and see if you can get that going for a postseason run. Next year, the challenge might be different. Not that I'm counting out a postseason run next year, but just different things here. Nick Matfield's going to get a different ball after painting the inside part of the zone. 2-1's the count. Jamie Padilla is the hitter. You saw his swing yesterday on that 3-run home run. I mean, let's throw some love Shenandoah's way. I mean, that was a big cut in a lot of respects. That was a good swing from Padilla.
Yeah, one of the best things about Shenandoah is they're one of the better teams, again, in the ODAC for almost ever. But, I mean, they find ways to win ball games. And I've always said, I mean, on the broadcast last year and years prior, that great teams find ways to win when it looks like they shouldn't. And that's that's what Shenandoah has done forever, and they find ways to get big hits, and Padilla's yesterday was that big hit.
2-2. He'll wait as Nick Matfield tosses over to first. We've got one gone in the top of the 5th inning. Midway through this game, I mean, if you're Lynchburg, knowing what you just said, that Shenandoah so often finds a way, Lynchburg's goal right now is to keep the foot on the gas and try to get 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 runs from an offensive perspective, right? Just don't give Shenandoah any life at all, correct?
Yeah, and it's the same thing for both these teams. This is, again, I mean, can't really praise Shenandoah enough. I've played them so much. I mean, it seems like every postseason run that we had, we were playing Shenandoah, not even once or twice, but 3 or 4 times.
Runner's going to go, swing and miss. I think we've got batter interference as well. Both guys are out. Both guys are out. We've seen some interesting little rules, quirks in this one. And I'll tell you, Jamie Padilla on his swing, it did carry him over the plate and into the throwing lane for Sean Pokerock. So not exactly a strike him out, throw him out. It's a K with a batter interference to end the inning. I love this game. I'm not hating on Padilla, but I just love that you're always going to get something different. You're going to get a unique play like that you see maybe once or twice a year. That's what's so great about our game. It's always something different. I think Shenandoah, less argument from them on that one than on Joe Munitz's catch. I think Kevin Anderson realized, Padilla, he just came out of the batter's box on his swing.
Yeah, I think that definitely was the correct call by the umpire and crew, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with Nick Matfield. I mean, throwing that off speed, getting Padilla off guard, leaning him forward a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what Solbach and Beast had planned, but it definitely was something that you got to take into account, where the off speed pulls the runner, pulls the string on the hitter, causes him to get in front of Sean Pokerak. So a great play from pitcher, catcher, Matfield, and Pokerak.
We've got Joe Munitz, that catcher, Sean Pokerak, and Kyle Flora due up for Lynchburg. Bottom of the 5th. All right, we got to keep you for one more half inning, Ski. Although Lynchburg now, they did not score in the bottom of the 4th. That was the first time they hadn't scored. I'm not superstitious, but you know how superstitious these baseball people are. Rate your level of superstition when you were playing 1 to 10.
When I was playing,
11.
I feel like every player will definitely tell you 7 or plus. For me, definitely 8 or 9. I mean, It came down to what I ate before games. How I would tie my shoes, how I would put my clothing on, how I would get to the locker room, where I would sit.
It feels like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, definitely 8 or 9.
Yeah. So I try to not talk about myself on these broadcasts a lot, but I tell people, when I was playing, I had a lot of superstitions growing up. When I got to college, I kept doing all the superstitions, and I still was bad. I was going 0 for 4 every game. So I kind of decided these must not work. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, well, I'm doing all my normal superstitions, and I suck. So that made me less superstitious, and now in anything athletic that I do or in life, I'm very anti-superstitions now.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to go tell Logan Tapman, hey, you got a no-hitter going. I'm not like that or anything. But I'm anti-superstition now, and I think that bothers some of the Lynchburg players occasionally.
And I think some people get superstition mixed with just a routine. I mean, a big one is, you can kind of intertwine the two, but a big one is when hitters get into the batter's box. It's the way you get in, what you do. I mean, some of the players will draw stuff in the dirt and then wipe it away. They get into the box, a certain way, or fix their helmet or stuff in certain ways. So it's more, I would say some of the superstitions are more of routines that you go through.
Yeah. Well, and that's a low bar there. That's a low cost to entry, just drawing that line in the batter's box or whatever. When you got to have a steak sandwich for dinner every night before the game, then it becomes a little tougher, yeah. Or like the Wade Boggs thing was, the fried chicken before every game, supposedly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you look up Wade Boggs fried chicken, people, supposedly he ate fried chicken before every single Major League game he played. I think the nutritionists and the doctors of the world probably would advise you not to do that from a cholesterol standpoint.
I think you go look on the football side, Marshawn Lynch, beast mode for the Seahawks. I think he was a big Skittles guy during the game.
That's
another
one.
He would always eat Skittles.
During the game, right? Yeah.
Another one the nutritionists will probably say, not too great.
I think, but you're right about there is sort of a gray area or maybe a fine line between routine and superstition, 2-2. Is Jackson Sherman still pitching? Joe Muniz will foul this one away. I think, going back to no-hitters just for example here, I think if you could jinx a no-hitter just by talking about it, then nobody would have ever thrown one.
100%.
Because I think in every no-hitter, there's some fan, there's somebody in the other dugout, there's somebody saying, hey, you know we're getting no-hit right now. But if what I said was true, I wouldn't necessarily go to the pitcher and be like, hey, man, how you feeling? You know you got a no-hitter going. You know what I mean? There's just – I think back to what you said, stay with the routine. If he's a pitcher that you don't talk to him any other time, definitely don't talk to him with the no-hitter. If he's like a chatterbox, as Joe Muniz, just staying alive as it pops out of the mitt. You know, like me, like I'm a chatterbox, right? If I had a no-hitter going and nobody was talking to me in the fifth inning, I'd start freaking out then. I would actually want you to keep talking about me. Now, you might need to talk about Marshawn Lynch or the weather or, you know, some other topic.
Try and distract you.
Yeah, I would want you to keep talking a little bit here. Full count. Joe Muniz will pound this one right side. Oh, Sherman's going to get over and cover. Close play. They got him at first. Nice coverage by Sherman. Bowling fans, if you don't know, Ethan Maratsky and myself, we're both avid bowlers. And the perfect game in bowling is kind of the same way. Like, if I got 10 in a row, I actually don't want you to, like, act different. I want you to keep talking to me. You know what I mean? So if that ever comes up.
No, I'm the exact same way. I had 9 in a row a couple years ago. Of course, I haven't been close ever since. So, but no, I had 9 in a row a couple years ago, and it's definitely, like, you know it when it's happening. Or at least I know it when it's happening. When I had that 9 in a row, or if I had a no-hitter going. Of course, I wasn't a pitcher after high school, but I would definitely know it, and I'd be thinking it. And if I feel like it's just if somebody tells me, it's that everybody knows it, and you know everybody, that would put in my head that everybody's watching you for that specific reason. So it's like you don't want to let anybody down.
1-0 coming up to Pokey. He's 2 for 2. He'll slap this one foul. 8 for his last 10 right now. What a heater that Sean Pokerock is on. Let's get inside your mind from a hitter's perspective. What's that like when you're – it's not the same thing as a pitcher's no-hitter, but it's pretty darn close when you're 8 for your last 10. Tell us about that feeling a little bit.
Yeah, well, hitting in the sport of baseball is contagious, and especially for a single player, to where if you're like Sean and you're 8 for 10, I mean, everything looks like a beach ball up there. You're thinking in your head that nothing a pitcher can throw is going to get by you, and if it does, it's because it's nowhere near the strike zone. You feel like every single time you swing, you're going to put a barrel on it, and that's exactly what Sean's been doing lately. I mean, he just looks so good at the plate, so comfortable, and it's just so huge for a hitter. I mean, again, hitting's contagious, and you get a couple down, and you don't want to stop.
Jackson Sherman will take a long walk behind the mound. That's kind of old school baseball. All the pitchers used to do that kind of stuff back in the day. Now with the pitch clock, you can't spend as much time walking around. 3-1. Just missed. Better offering that time from Sherman, but it is a walk. Sean Pokerock is on. 6th free pass Lynchburg has drawn today. And here's Kyle Flora. A sacrifice fly and a walk for Flo. He had a sac fly and a walk yesterday, so those are good. But you know Kyle Flora would like to get a base hit here as well. Back to the superstition. You need Lynchburg to score a run so that you can get off the hook when they got blanked in the bottom of the 4th there. See, it's even rubbing off on me, though. It's contagious. They got me thinking about stuff like that. I just think, what could the broadcaster say that would affect the state of the game? You know, that's kind of my thing on those. This is also me trying to defend myself, and you can tell I'm back against the wall here. I've been noted that people think I can be a jinx sometimes.
Well, I think that's unfortunately something every announcer goes through.
Maybe,
you know,
so, yeah.
There's the announcer's jinx, of course. I mean, it happens. I mean, I remember last year when Yamamoto was pitching, and before he had even thrown the first pitch, the announcer was saying, you know, Yamamoto's got a no-hitter going on. And first pitch of the game gave up a home run. So.
Yeah. Or you mean the one in Baltimore where he had 26 outs and they gave up the home run? Remember when he had a –
I do remember
he had a no-hitter in Baltimore and they ended up losing?
I do remember that, but this was a different instance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like before Yamamoto had even thrown a pitch, like in his warm-ups – when the game was getting ready to start, you know, the announcer was saying, Yamamoto's got a no-hitter. You know, joking around, of course.
Oh, okay.
And then first pitch, the batter ended up hitting a home run.
2-1 catches apiece, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Flora. Ryder Warren still on deck. Well, you know, you think about the break a leg phrase from, like, acting and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from, is it's like a reverse jinx. Because they don't actually want you to go out there and break a leg. It's like reverse jinxing them. Instead of saying, hey, have a good show, I want you to tell me do the total opposite here as Kyle Flora will hit one left side. Chopper, tough play there at second, got thrown away. Collision there. Pokerock's going to get up. He will not have time to advance. Second baseman, good sportsmanship right there. Just see that as Carl Keenan went and checked on Sean there, and they get a little high five, low five actually exchange. I like that. Good sporting stuff from two teams that got a little chirpy yesterday. You and I were talking about, but good sportsmanship there for Carl to go back and say my bad to Sean.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of the sport is that even though, I mean, you could say that Lynchburg and Shenandoah are pretty big rivals because the last 6 years they've always faced off when it comes to the ODAC tournament. And so these are two teams that have butted heads a lot in the past, and sportsmanship is always great to see because all in all, in the end, it's just a game. And I've heard that, you know, Shenandoah player, I mean, they're some of the nicest guys on the planet. And so, I mean, it definitely continues throughout the years, especially when they have such a great coach in Kevin Anderson. I mean, his humbleness rubs off onto the players. And, you know, Shenandoah is a great team all around.
1-0 count to Ryder Warren. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Hit the ball hard 3 times yesterday. 2 on, 1 out, bottom 5. Lynchburg leads 5-0. Shenandoah trying to stay within range, stay within arm's length. I guess the baseball version, break a leg. Brady's suggesting also get in the cast. Could be a fun thing to say. Oh, hang on now. Ryder Warren, high and deep to right center field. Is this ball going to stay in the house? Yes, it will. Another warning track catch by a Shenandoah outfielder. Gosh, they are good out there. This time, Jamie Padilla running it down right in front of the James C. Fox Field sign. Ryder Warren just missed another one there. Slight power outage on the warning track again, but we'll make a note that it was deep for Ryder Warren. It brings up Kyle Moshier. I guess, yeah, for like a pitcher or for a hitter, the version of break a leg would be like, hey, man, I hope you go out there and strike out 5 times, you know, as a reverse jinx. But I'm also not, I don't want to try that either, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that would go down well with the
slow
players.
pitch softball, I might say that to you, or wiffle ball or something. Runners at the corners, bottom of the 5th. Come on, Lynchburg, got to score here. Got to give Moronsky off the hook. Got me thinking about it.
Got to cut me some slack here.
Oh, this is fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
5-0. If you're joining us late, you might not understand the inside jokes. Although we're trying to make them outside jokes. We're trying to bring more people in. 1-0 count. Sherman set the pitch to Moshier. Swing and a miss. Well, that ball's into center field. Flora stealing second. And Shenandoah sort of botched the catch in the middle there. Don't know if it was supposed to be Carl Keenan, the second baseman, the shortstop Christian Carver actually covering the bag, but they sort of blocked each other out. Neither guy made the grab, ball into center, and Lynchburg has scored.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good throw to second. It looked like maybe the second baseman was trying to cut it off, but like you said, maybe just got into the way a little bit, but that takes a lot of weight off my shoulders with that run being scored.
Flora moves up to third as well, so that's important. 1-1 count for Moshier. Called strike 2 with 2 outs. Brandon Garcia's on deck. You know, it's interesting because there's probably got to be an error on the play, but who do you give it to? The catcher, J.P. Williams, made a good throw.
Yeah, not too sure. I mean, I think, unfortunately, we'll go down to probably an error, I would assume, on the shortstop. That would be my guess.
I'm getting fingers from Brady Moore. I got to learn sign language again. Brady Moore said 3-2. Oh, he said E2. That's what it was, E2. Brady Moore thinks that catcher or that error goes on the catcher. Tough luck there for J.P. Williams. Another one. Catchers just have such a hard life. 2-2. Just north of the zone, and now the count is full with 2 outs to Mosh, looking for his first hit of the series. Brandon Garcia on deck, had a couple knocks yesterday. Garcia is 0 for 0 in this one with 2 walks and a sacrifice bunt. Sherman ready above the belt. Payoff coming. This ball hit over the top of the second baseman, and there is the first hit of the series for Mosh. Lynchburg has played at 2 in the inning, and how about the hustle double coming for Moshier? Now the ball's gotten thrown away. Mosh is going to scamper to third. It's hung up in the netting there, and Moshier is going to get just third base. They're going to send him back to third, I believe. Ooh, umpires are going to talk about this. Did he have third when the ball went out of play? If so, he might actually get home here. We're going to get a chat, Ethan Moronsky. We got a bunch of rules quirks in this game, and we're going to get another one right here. We'll say it's at least a double for Kyle Moshier.
Yeah, first of all, big shout out to Mosh hustling that out. I mean, you turn a single into a double. I mean, the throw in caused him to get third, and they will say that Moshier will go ahead and go to third. So, I mean, and now with 2 outs, you got a runner on just third, or runner on third just 90 feet away. So, I mean, this is a big game changer. I mean, especially with Brandon Garcia at the plate, I mean, it really comes down to the hustle from the hitting of Lynchburg.
Mound visit coming here, and we can chat about this is what Shenandoah did not do yesterday. Shenandoah was very buttoned up defensively. They did not have a lot of mistakes. They had sharp edges really in every phase of the game. This one is different right now, though. 6 walks for Shenandoah pitchers. Lynchburg has mustered up 8 hits, and a couple defensive errors for the visitors have got the scoreboard looking not how they want it right now. 7-0 is the Lynchburg lead. We are going to get a new pitcher. Now, Ethan Morotsky, because of the superstition, you have to stay here now. Now you can't take the headset off. That's what I'm saying about these superstitions. You can really become a prisoner of these things. But
yeah,
we're keeping you here at least for the moment, at least till the inning ends anyway. It is the bottom of the 5th inning. 10 is the new pitcher. Number 10 is the new arm. It is a fun game, and I'll tell you that Joe Gleason, right-handed arm, 6'3", 215, another big body. Middletown, New York. Joe Gleason is on to pitch for Shenandoah. I'll get you some numbers on Gleason here, Ski. 1-1 in 4 appearances. 7.27 is the earned run average. He struck out 12 and walked 10. Joe Gleason, the new pitcher. Lynchburg has used just 1 so far. That's Nick Matfield. You think Nick comes back for the top of the 6th? We can check a pitch count there if we want, but what's your feel? I mean, you've been watching the game. You've been watching Nick work.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on the pitch count. I think Nick's one of the most confident people I've met. Again, he's got all the accolades. I could see him going out there for the 6th, maybe on a batter-to-batter basis. But, I mean, with just 2 hits allowed, I mean, he's got a good chance at going even further than the 6th.
You and I, again, I always like to talk about Major League Baseball and baseball at all levels. That is one of the big things for a manager at all levels is the pitching changes, managing the pitching staff. You want to get your bullpen some work, but you don't want them to be overworked. And there's a real fine line there. Shenandoah's bullpen lately has been working a lot. They've been averaging 5 2/3 innings in their last 6 games. Now, yesterday, Shenandoah did well. They only used 3 pitchers. Now they're already onto their 4th arm, and we'll see how long Joe Gleason can go. But it can be a problem when you have to lean on that bullpen too much.
Yeah, and I think that's really what makes coaching so much harder. I mean, it's so easy to look in the stands or even in a broadcast and say, oh, coaching's easy. It's just knowing that you have the best players on the team, knowing when to put them in. But no, I mean, there's really so much into it. You don't want to pull a guy too early who's really on a hot streak. I mean, you don't want to pull Nick Matfield when he's feeling really good on the mound, but you also don't want to keep him out there when his arm might be hurting or he may be losing command more and more by every pitch. So it really is tough. And I think a big shout out to Bees in his recruiting lately is that the bullpen has been so good lately that, maybe it allows him to rely on that bullpen a little more. But again, like you mentioned, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want to let your starting pitcher go a little more.
First pitch heater from Gleason is true, and it's an 0-1 count to Brandon Garcia. For reference, folks, Nick Matfield has thrown 89 pitches. Garcia all over this one, busting it in to right field, and Lynchburg is busting the door off the hinges. This ball got by Kyle Garrett. Brandon Garcia once more. He's going to head to third. Throw coming in. He'll anchor the bag. Actually pulled the bag out of the ground. He held on so tight. Fun moment right there. Probably a single and another error for Shenandoah. Kyle Garrett had been stellar in the outfield with some of those catches, but unfortunately he let that one get by him. It's a run and extra bases now. Lynchburg really looking to bust it wide open.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to the hustle play by Moshier on just a single where he advanced to second, and then the throw hustling over to third on the overthrow puts him in 90 feet away. And so a single from Brandon Garcia allows him to score with 2 outs. And now you're in the same situation. Ball gets by the right fielder, and Brandon Garcia hustles all the way over to third. And now you're in basically the same situation, but now with Ben Jones, who's just as a lethal hitter as Brandon Garcia and even the on-deck hitter, Jack Pokarak.
Yeah, good word. Good word to use, lethal. 0-0 to Ben Jones. Got a bad stat for the Shenandoah fans, but I do feel compelled to give it to you. 3 errors in the inning for Shenandoah. And it's not necessarily like a ground ball between the legs error, but errors nonetheless, and it has been a problem for the visitors in this one. Lynchburg up 8-0. Ben Jones went after the low and in fastball and fouled it away. Shenandoah won 8-4 yesterday. We've seen some high-scoring games in this one. We've seen some close games. Ski, did you hear my number yesterday? 9 of the last 12 decided by 4 or less. 9 of the last 12 meetings. So more often than not, it's a close game.
It's a good stat to have if you're winning a majority of them because, again, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, great teams find ways to win games where sometimes it may not look like they're playing their best, but that's the beauty of both these programs is they have won those games these last couple of years.
Shenandoah total has 5 errors in the game. Kyle Garrett has 2 of them, which is wild to think he's made probably the best play in the game where he made the catch crashing into the wall. He also has 2 errors as an outfielder. Catcher Williams has 1. Shortstop Carver has 1. Pitcher Blaine Griffin got 1. 3-1 count for Ben Jones. Inside fuzz ball, taken for a strike. Count is now full. 2 outs. Brandon Garcia at third. JP on deck. Jack is 2 for 3. Did ground into the double play last time when Ethan Morotsky was talking. Here we go. He'll get another chance, though. Jinx breaker right now. It'll be walk number 7. So that's another thing. Shenandoah did not do a bad job of controlling the zone yesterday. Today, they've walked 7 Lynchburg hitters, and that is typical. A lot of teams are going to make you pay. Lynchburg really makes teams pay when you walk them.
Yeah, and that's really been the story of the game for the last couple of years. I mean, you go back to when Avery Neves was on the squad. He walked a ton, and the hitters behind him took advantage of it. Last year was Ben Jones leading the nation in walks. Hitters behind him took advantage of it.
Ben Jones taking off. Shenandoah first to third D. That time included a fake, and the second baseman Carl Keenan cutting in behind the pitcher's mound.
Hey, you're going to see that a lot with runners on first and third and 2 outs. You just want to move that runner on first. In this instance, it was Ben Jones. You want to get him over to second just because it takes away the chance at a force out onto second. Makes it a little tougher on the defense.
2 in scoring position as well for JP. Nearly got hit by a breaking ball. 2-0 count. Quinn Madden's on deck. 69 ribbies on the season now for Jack Pokerot. Chance for 1 or 2, maybe 3 more right here. The 2-0 from Gleason. Off the target. Brandon Garcia is going to hustle home. Gleason didn't even get in for the coverage. Run number 9. Lynchburg is pouring it on now. We'll figure out how many of these are unearned. But right now, wheels have sort of fallen off for Shenandoah after a great performance yesterday. This was part of our dialogue. I mean, any given day, any given team, you can look really sharp, you can look a little dull. Right now, it's not a great performance for Shenandoah, down 9-0. Got some ball game left, though. That fastball stays up high. It's back-to-back walks, 8 in the game now for Shenandoah pitching.
And again, I mean, I sound like a broken record, but it stems from hustle plays. And this time it was Brandon Garcia getting to third. He scores on a pass ball, and now you're in a really good spot. I mean, there's still 2 outs, so Shenandoah, you're just 1 pitch away from getting out. But when it starts from Mosh, you got the entire top of the order from Lynchburg, which is really tough to get through, especially with the lefty-righty matchups that, you know, Brandon Garcia and Ben Jones are going to love going up against.
Another fastball that stayed high. It's 1-0 now. 2 outs. They're at the corners again for Quinn Madden. He's 0 for 3 today. 1 for 4 yesterday. Lynchburg leading 9-0. Still a lot of ball game left. 9s are wild here because Quinn is the 9th hitter Lynchburg has sent to the dish in the bottom of the 5th inning. Run rule is in effect, but we would still need to play 6.5. Shenandoah would have to bat in the 6th and the 7th, even if Lynchburg does go up 10 or more. Breaking ball, Madden swings through it. Now it's 1-2. Joe Munitz on deck. Started this inning with a ground out, the semi-rare 4-1 ground out to begin the inning. See if JP's on the move maybe. Not yet. Gleason looking for the corner, just off, and now it's an even count at 2-2.
Oof, looked like a really great pitch, but good eye from Quinn Madden.
(9-0) the Lynchburg lead. Can Madden make it more? Here comes the 2-2 from Gleason. Madden into right field. Kyle Garrett tracking, moving back to the warning track. He's a step or 2 shy of it. He will make the catch. to end what was a big inning for Lynchburg. Home team out in front on senior day, 9-0, and Nick Matfield's coming back for more. Hang tight with us, baseball fans. You're watching LHSN on Flo. We're set for the top of the sixth. It is Nick Matfield back out there on the bump for Lynchburg. He'll face Dylan Mozzie. Mozzie 0 for 1, did walk. Swing and a miss. Matfield has walked 3 and hit 1. Nick striking out 3. But it's 5 complete shutout innings right now for Matfield. And his team leading 9-0. Shift is on against the first-year Dylan Mozzie. Matfield stayed up and away on the fastball. It'll be 4, 5, 6 due up for Shenandoah. And there is time. You know, I mean, we're mentioning run rules and things like that. You know, there's a lot of ball game left. 4 more innings to hit for the visitors from Winchester. It has started to get cloudy. We do think we have precipitation moving in this afternoon. That's why we adjusted the schedule, but right now still a nice day to play. Matfield up and away there. Now it's a 3-1 count. Tyler Smith on deck. Lynchburg scored 4 runs on 3 hits. There were 3 Shenandoah errors. Home team ends up stranding 2 in the bottom of the 5th. They played 4 total, though. This one hit foul. For Lynchburg, inning by inning, it's a deuce in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 more in the third. They got blanked in the 4th, and then 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. All zeros on top for Shenandoah. Visitors have mustered up 3 hits on Nick Matfield. And right now, there are no extra base hits. Nick really good at keeping the ball down. Mentioned he will give up some fly ball outs, but he is hard to elevate and put in the air for power. Another walk for Nick Matfield. You can tell he didn't love that one. 4 free passes that he has issued. Ethan Morotsky has stepped out, and he made a good point. Nick might be on a batter-to-batter basis now. The fact that he's reached the 90 pitch mark. Should be closer to 95 now for Nick. Here's Tyler Smith, 0 for 1 with a walk, grounded out to the second baseman. Smith is a junior from Crofton, Maryland. 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk. So much like Kyle Moshier was, Smith is looking for his first hit of this series. Mosh got that with the hustle double and then advanced on 1 of the 3 Shenandoah errors in the inning. For Nick Matfield, you look at his batting average against throughout his career. It's always been good. Remarkably, though, this is the lowest batting average against that he has had in any of his seasons so far. It's going to keep changing as he keeps throwing, of course. But you look at batting average against. 219 his first year. 316 in 24, or 23 rather, when he was injured. So let's not even factor that. I mean, the stats count, of course, but I don't think we can read too much into those. Fast forward to 2024, batters hit 242 against Nick. They hit 217 against Nick last year. And against Nick Matfield this season so far, batters hitting just .216. It's a career batting average against of .232. Phenomenal. This one hit left side. Moshier on the move. He'll gather and throw. They get one out at first base. Nice play there by Kyle Moshier to retire Tyler Smith. Here comes the sophomore DH, Saebzada, Adam Saebzada from Great Falls, Virginia. We'll get a pause here because it looks like Nick Matfield's afternoon might be finished. I call this a gem. I mean, again, he did not pitch deep into the game, didn't make it to the 7th, 8th, 9th like he wants to, but you got to figure you exit the ball game without giving up a run. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the appreciation from the crowd. And Nick Matfield is truly one of those elder statesmen. You heard Ethan Morotsky talk about that. Nick has been on the ball club for 6 seasons. Some injuries in there have allowed him to extend his career. And you say allowed him, I mean, it makes sense by the NCAA. Nick did not get to throw much in 2023 because of injury. So he's really just getting to pitch probably the amount that he should. And he has been outstanding. In line for win number 32 in his career. He's already got the program record for wins as a pitcher. Nick Matfield, a chance to get number 32 right here. He'll pass the baton to Austin Riney. Austin Riney is one of those seniors that we really enjoy talking about, and Austin Riney has pitched a lot in his career. So for Nick Matfield, that was start number 57. He's appeared 57 times. How about Austin Riney? This is appearance number 60. What a workload for this lefty who's become a southpaw specialist, but we did see him throw an entire inning yesterday. 1 scoreless, no runs, no hits, no errors, no walks. Nick Riney just got 3 outs and went back in the dugout and got the high fives. He's on now with a runner in scoring position. That's Dylan Mawsey. He'll face the lefty, Saebzada. And we'll see if Nick does stay on. J.P. Williams on deck is a righty. Kemper Omps in the hole is a left-hander. So we may see multiple batters from Austin Riney. It may be one and done for Riney. One of those talented seniors. Let me run them all down for you real quick, fans. I know we've touched on a lot of these guys. Let's go numerically here. Brandon Garcia, Joe Gordon, Tyler Kaltreiter, Mason McDowell, Jack Pokerock, Sean Pokerock, Ben Jones, Logan Tappan, Austin Riney, Matt Cassidy, Trevor Loving, Trevor Barnes, Frankie Engel, and Trent Judd. That's a senior class that has 3 consecutive Old Dominion Athletic Conference championships. They'll go for a 4th in a row here when the tournament starts next weekend. They've made 3 consecutive postseason appearances. And, you know, again, Lynchburg, because of the way the NPI works, their spot in the NCAA regional is pretty much assured. First swing, first pitch swing, and it's hit well. Long run in the right center gap. That ball is off the fence and down. Extra bases for Saebzala, and the shutout is over. Brandon Garcia will uncork and throw home, but that was well behind the runner, Dylan Mawsey, who scores the first run of the ball game for Shenandoah. Adam Saebzada drives that ball deep. Second hit of the afternoon. His first one was backside into left. This one was just under the scoreboard for a triple. Had a double yesterday. Great swing. And again, just a sophomore. Another 6'4" guy. Just a sophomore. That'll be one and done for Austin Riney. And that's a result that he will not like. Got the job done yesterday and had to be feeling really good about the job he did. But that one he is not going to like much at all. Hit number 4 in the ball game. First one that Riney has given up. We'll get to see, it looks like Colin McGuire. It is Colin McGuire. Bobby Bullpen is on now for Lynchburg. In what has become an 8-run game. 9-1 is the score. Lynchburg will have to wait to try to get shutout number 8 on the season. 8 team shutouts for Lynchburg this season. They only had 1 last year. Lynchburg has a mark in games where they've allowed 2 earned runs or less They're 19-0 in allowing 2 earned runs or less this season. So that stat could be in play, but Shenandoah will try to change that. Colin McGuire is going to face J.P. Williams, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. McGuire has been fantastic in his career. You know, Colin McGuire is a junior, but I believe he is approaching 60 appearances. Let me find it for you here, baseball fans. Just go to lynchburgsports.com, click on the roster, and then you can find your favorite player or the player that you want to look up. And you click on Colin McGuire. Yeah, appearance number 65 in his career right here. McGuire's just a junior. We had 57 starts for Nick Matfield, 60 appearances total for Austin Riney just now. Colin McGuire is a junior, and he has appeared 65 times now. Absolutely incredible, and so much of that is his dependability and reliability. He's a strike-throwing machine. He's got strikeout stuff as well. McGuire appeared 26 times his freshman campaign. Did make 9 starts that year, by the way. I think starting could still maybe be in the cards for Colin this season or perhaps next year. But 26 total in 2024. He appeared 24 times last year. This will be appearance number 15 so far, all out of the bullpen in the last 2 seasons for Bobby Bullpen Colin McGuire. That's the nickname. And that's not one of mine. That's the guys call him that. First pitch, swung on, ripped, left field. 2 runs are in now for Shenandoah. Joe Munitz is going to hustle and try to hold Williams to a single. Play at second. Did they get him? They did. Fantastic relay. Joe Munitz from the warning track to Brandon Garcia, who wheeled, and Lynchburg connects the dots right there. Call it 7-6-4 on the throwout, and it ends up being just a single for J.P. Williams. An RBI single, but he's thrown out trying to advance to second on the double play. Great team defense for Lynchburg. I know they give up a run, but do not discount how big that is. Joe Munitz, I believe, has 5 assists on the season this year. Kyle Flores got 1 or 2. Hard to get those outfield assists. Lynchburg got 1 there. Kemper Omps, he actually hit that ball to Joe Munitz that Joe laid out for and ended up getting us an assist on the double play. 7-4-3. That was the ball that Kevin Anderson for Shenandoah thought hit the ground before Joe Munitz caught it. Video replay seemed to show that Shenandoah had a legitimate gripe on that one. But 1-1. Swung and missed by Omps. And now it's 1-2. He'll walk all the way out of the dirt circle and take some time to gather himself. You see Omps wearing the stirrups there with the kind of tweener pants. Get a look at the white undersock and the stirrups. Love the old school look. McGuire went after him and he got a strikeout. Colin McGuire will give up a run. It's actually back-to-back hits off the Lynchburg bullpen. Run will get charged, first run anyway, to Nick Matfield on the walk. Shutout gone. Shenandoah on the board with 2 in the top of the 6th. 2 runs, 2 hits. None left on, actually. No Lynchburg errors. We're going to the bottom of the frame. We'll stay right here. Kyle Haney spending a Saturday afternoon with you. 1:19 right now. And we started right after 11. Senior Day festivities did not take too long at all. And great to get some extra fans in attendance. Fine day to watch a ball game. We do have more cloud cover right now. We're inside the Daniel E. Wooldridge class of 1956 press box here on campus at the University of Lynchburg. 80 degrees outside right now. Winds at 5 miles an hour. Humidity 35%. Rain expected this week. It looks like we're going to be okay to play Tuesday. CNU, the captains from Christopher Newport, come to town to take on Lynchburg. That'll be a ranked matchup. Baseball fans, losing to Shenandoah yesterday was actually the first ranked team that Lynchburg had lost to this year. Hornets previously were 5-0 against a ranked competition. Now you got multiple rankings, and then you got those NPIs, which I've referenced. So we'll leave that alone. If you want to know more, visit all the various websites. But just checking the forecast for next week, Looks like 65 and cloudy on Tuesday. Should be a good day for the Captains and the Hornets to hook up. Shenandoah, by the way, their regular season is done today. This is game number 39 for Shenandoah. Lynchburg's going to end up playing 37. This is 36 of 37 for the home team. Heater up and away to start the at-bat against Joe Muniz. Joe is 2 for 3 today, scored once. 65 Tuesday. Fast forward to next weekend. Projected high right now for Saturday, 1 week from today, is 48. Welcome to springtime in Central Virginia. We've already had temperatures over 90 in April, and the first weekend of May, we might have a high of 48. Never know what you're going to get. And the sinuses can really take a beating with those temperature swings, and then also the pollen, those things. 3-0 count here to Joe Muniz. Jolton Joe from that Tidewater area. Shout out to everybody watching in the Tidewater. Shout out to the Shenandoah fans tuned in. Hopefully we got a bunch. Nice win yesterday for the visitors. Baseball proving to be notoriously fickle, like we've been saying all season long. When Lynchburg was on that win streak, I kept cautioning the fans, you got to enjoy it. You never know where these things end. And now, if you think about what Lynchburg has theoretically going forward, don't even need a 22-game win streak going forward from here. But let's not talk too much about it. Let's talk about Sean Pokerock. Pokey, 8 for his last 10. A double and a single in this game. He's walked as well and scored twice. RBI in here for Sean Pokerock. 2 hits yesterday, 2 hits today, 2 against Randolph-Macon, 2 on the back end of the doubleheader last weekend against Bridgewater. That's how you get those 8 hits. Sean has been outstanding in the month of April. You get you a live update here of Sean Pokerock's average in the month of April. Came into this series with 13 hits. So we bumped that up to 17 after 2 yesterday and 2 today. Had 29 at bats. He was 2 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 2 today. So add 5 to that. That means he's 17 for 35. Does that sound right? 17 for 34. Exactly 500 right now for Sean in the month of April. 17 for 34. That's back of the envelope, fans. That's unofficial. In fact, I'll give the caveat and disclaimer. Any stat I give you is basically unofficial. And anything else we say is basically unofficial. I'm a paid non-attorney spokesperson for the University of Lynchburg and baseball at large. Just love this game. Love seeing these teams like Shenandoah. You get to see great competition. Lynchburg has got a tough schedule in conference and out. 2-2 count. Joe Gleason gets across with a breaking ball. Power arms out of the bullpen for Shenandoah. That'll bode well for them in a playoff push. Gleason comes home, spiked that one. Joe Muniz on the move. Nice DBR, dirt ball read for Joe Muniz. He's in scoring position now, none gone. Bottom of the 6th. Lynchburg scored in every inning barring the 4th. Multiple runs in 3 innings. Scratched out the singular run in the bottom of the 2nd. Shenandoah has got their 2 recently here, top of the 6th inning. Remember yesterday, Shenandoah had 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 7th. That was the run scoring for the visitors yesterday. Boys in blue have walked another 9 free passes. That's over the Lynchburg average. Lynchburg, nation's leader in walks. Mound visit time. And Kevin Anderson kind of has that glide in his stride, like he's seen enough maybe from Joe Gleason. Could be wrong. I was actually wrong a couple times already in this series about thinking Shenandoah was going to make a pitching change, and they did not. So let's see what the thought process is here. The move has been made. We will get a change. New arm on the way for Shenandoah. This will be pitcher number 5 for the visitors. They only used 3 yesterday. Got to say, Nick Bell, the starter for Shenandoah, was great yesterday. Joey Mitchell, the true middle reliever yesterday, was outstanding. And then Liam Stewart locking it down. Non-save situation for Stewart, but boy, he was rushing it up there like it was a save situation. It'll be a lefty reliever here for Shenandoah. See if we can get a view on the number in question. And does that mean Lynchburg might have pinch hitters? Maybe. Number 14 is the new pitcher for Shenandoah, and that is Anthony Archiello. Archiello's a two-way guy. We've seen a lot from him. 5'8", 175. Another New York guy. Hawthorne, New York. Archiello was pretty dominant at times last year. This year he's 1-1, no saves. 3.76 is the earned run average. He's made 4 starts. This is appearance number 14 total, so let's make it 10 in relief for Archiello. Give you some lines from last year on Anthony here, because he really had an outstanding season. And we're seeing how tough this game is, because we've said that about quite a few pitchers, not just for Shenandoah, but I'm thinking about, a guy like Jackson Sherman. We said it a little bit about Joey Mitchell yesterday. It's so hard to be dominant as a pitcher multiple years in a row. Just like hitters, the other teams get files on you as a pitcher, figure out what you have. They see the shapes, they see the velocity, and it's really hard to stay at an elite level for a lot of your career. Last year, Archiello pitched in 11 games. He was 2-0 with 1 save. Earned run average was a little bit higher than I thought last year, but Archiello was really solid. This season he struck out 16 and walked 15. ERA sitting at 3.76 right now for Anthony Archiello. So he's on. Left on right matchup against Kyle Flora. Ryder Warren is not on deck right now. Looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter for Lynchburg against the lefty Archiello. That, like everything, also subject to change. So Hawthorne, New York is north of even Yonkers, where Jamie Padilla is from. You got to go a little bit further out into Westchester County to find Hawthorne, New York, but close enough to where he and Padilla could probably ride home from campus if they wanted to. Corners are in for Shenandoah. Not a bad pitch, just missed. And it's a 1-0 start for Kyle Flora. Flo, 1 hit today, 1 walk, 1 sacrifice fly. Walked and had a sac fly yesterday as well. 2 on for Lynchburg with none out. At the moment, the Hornets lead 9-2. Looking for more, but does not appear to be a sacrifice bunt situation here for Kyle Flora. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. This one's inside. And now it's 3 balls and none for Flo. Came into this one hitting .373. 10 walks actually in the game for Lynchburg. Might have misspoke. Back to those unofficial numbers. Munitz bouncing at second. This one's south of the zone, and now it's 3 straight walks. And we will get a pinch hitter. Gabe Pegues is in the ball game now for Ryder Warren in the 8th slot in the lineup. Gabriel Pegues. Talk about a physical specimen. This is a guy that's imposing in the red jersey. In any jersey for Lynchburg. Broad shoulders, strong. He's parlayed that power to some decent numbers this year. 2 homers for Gabe Pegues. Averages .333. 4 starts. This will be appearance number 18 for Gabriel Pegues. Northern Virginia guy. Major talent for this Frosh. Likes the first one. Not hit hard, but well placed. Just on the skin of the infield, it'll score 1. A bloop single for Gabe Pegues. First pitch he sees from Archiello scores 1, and Lynchburg now leading 10-2. Sometimes as a pinch hitter, You want to get a look at what a guy's offering? Pegues was more than happy to take a pass at the first one. Didn't get a lot of it, but got enough of it. 10th hit in the ball game for Lynchburg. Kyle Moshier in now. He doubled and scored. He scored twice after a walk his first time up. Mosh hitting with the bases loaded. Shenandoah is keeping the infield in. 2 more runs would create the 10-run advantage, but the game would not end there because we're only in the bottom of the 6th. Shenandoah, again, would need to hit in the top of the 7th. And the way the visitors' offense is coming alive, I really don't think we should even be talking about that run rule too much. But Lynchburg has done that a lot this year. Did it a lot in the winning streak. That was one of our big conversations about Lynchburg's 22-game hitting streak. If you remember, fans, they ripped off, it was 9 run rule wins in a row during that streak. Let me give you another stat updated here because Lynchburg's got 10. How about this? In the last 24 games, Lynchburg has scored 10 or more runs 17 times now. So the offense might have been slightly quiet yesterday, only scoring 4. Home team's bats are back. The Snake Farmers' bats are coming alive again. Foul ball, 2-2 count for Kyle Moshier. The Fighting Travis Beasleys, the Fighting Dr. Hopwoods. Shout out and a hello to our outgoing president, Dr. Allison Morrison Shetler. Had a great time. She was in Cedar Rapids on that national championship run. Big-time baseball supporter. Really going to miss her. Can't wait to talk more and meet our new president, Sally Selden, back on campus after being on the faculty here for a decade and a half or so. Dr. Selden, a local product from Appomattox County High School. Great to have her back as our incoming president. Full count to Kyle Moshier. Third baseman's ready. Nowhere to put him. Swing and a miss. Got him with high heat, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Brandon Garcia. 2 hits yesterday, 1 today. Hollywood has 221 in his career. That is good for 4th all-time, behind one of his former teammates, Gavin Collins, with 228. Steven Scott has 227 in a Hornets uniform. And Ben Jones right now currently 3rd with 224 base knocks. Infield still drawn in. Nowhere to put Brandon Garcia. Nobody in D3 baseball has been better at drawing walks this season than Brandon Garcia. 2 in this game, 55 on the season. Archiello, southpaw, set, ready to fire. Right down Broadway. Even count, 1-1. Ben Jones is on deck. Benny Basis has walked twice in this ball game. Flown out to deep center and deep right as well. The 1-1. Hollywood's going to watch that. Came over top of the box. And now it's 2-1. To the shortstop from Durham, North Carolina. Just going to go down as one of the all-time best in Lynchburg history. Waits on the 2-1. Longer hold from Archiello. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed by number 7, Brandon Garcia. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 gone. Shenandoah is a pitch away from escaping the inning. They've given up 1. 10-2 is the score right now. Lynchburg on top. Looking for more. This one flared down the left field line. Actually not even going to escape the infield. Woo. Third baseman and shortstop with a little, not communication issues, just a cozy relationship over there as Christian Carver called off his mate Tyler Smith to make the catch. Ben Jones now batting with the bases loaded. 0 for 2, 2 deep flyouts, 2 walks. Ben Jones 2 hits yesterday. 364 is the season average for Benny Basis, 344 in his career. Career multi-hit game number 61 yesterday. Outstanding stuff from Ben Jones. A chance to add to the career RBI total here. Center cut fastball. Jones took a sniff, but not a bite. Now it's 0-1 with 2 outs. Infield goes back now with 2 outs. Options for the Shenandoah defense, which has 5 errors today. How many times you could say that about a Shenandoah team? Ben Jones stays on the breaking ball, blasting it to left. Long run there, and the catch is made over the shoulder on the move. Put a top on that carnival out there, Kemper Umps, but he made the grab. Would have scored at least 2 and maybe 3. Shenandoah does yield 1, but they're still in the fight after 6 complete. Lynchburg 10, Shenandoah 2 on LHSN and Flo College. Another star in the scorebook for a great defensive play, this time from the left fielder, Kemper Umps. You know what's fascinating right now, and this is back to the strange nature of our game. It can be abstract and hard to define a team's performance. Shenandoah has had at least 3 really incredible outfield defensive plays. Kyle Garrett crashing into the fence. Jamie Padilla, he ran down several on his bicycle yesterday that were deep to make catches. He's got a really good catch at the fence today. And then Kemper Umps got twisted around, lost sight of the ball, found it again and made a grab. So it's a Shenandoah team that has 5 defensive errors, and a couple of those from outfielders, in fact. But they've also got 3 stellar plays. Pinch hit time for the visitors. This will be number 8, Brody Bauer, who will step in. Another Winchester guy, 6'2", 185, listed as an outfielder. Played some baseball at Eastern University before Shenandoah. Colin McGuire still pitching for Lynchburg. Ooh, just missed the inside corner. Ball 1. First pinch hitter of the ball game for Shenandoah. Lynchburg has used 1. That was Gabriel Praguez with an RBI single. Kind of soft serve over the drawn-in infield, and that's one of the dangers in bringing in the infield when you have bases loaded or a runner on third. Typically, you think about more ground balls getting through, but also more bloopers like that drop in as well. Strike 1 there for McGuire. I believe it's 2-1. It is. Confirmation from our umpire. Shenandoah, by the way, previous high in defensive errors was 3. So they've got 5 today from a defensive perspective. That will be mentioned in the post-game meeting when Kevin Anderson talks to his ball club. Shenandoah is 8-4 in road games this year. Lynchburg, for reference, ground ball right side. Jack Pokerock, good play, underhand flip. McGuire there in plenty of time for the first out in the top of the 7th. Lynchburg at home, by the way, fans, 13-2-1 now. 13 up, 2 down, 1 tie for Lynchburg here at Fox Field this season. Notoriously good at home. Kyle Garrett, leadoff man, returns. He is 0 for 3. Fouled out on that nice play Jack Pokerock made along the fence, over the fence actually. Flew out to center, also reached on an error. Lynchburg's got a couple errors today as well. Yesterday, I thought was very aesthetically pleasing baseball. You think about yesterday, Lynchburg did have 1 defensive error. As this ball's cut on by Garrett and fouled back. Think about the pitching yesterday. Lynchburg walked 1 and hit 1. Shenandoah only walked 4 batters yesterday. So between the 2 teams, 5 walks, 1 hit batter, 1 error. That's not many freebies there yesterday. That was sound baseball. That was textbook type of stuff, and that was maybe time capsule baseball for Shenandoah. They won 8-4 yesterday. Down on the cards right now, but the fight's not finished. 10-2. Fine defensive play by Brandon Garcia, moving to his backhand side and then running through that one to retire Kyle Garrett. Carl Keenan now. 0 for 2 with a walk.
Carl Keenan.
2 outs in the top of the 7th. Now, because we're going to the bottom of the 7th, 2 runs would walk it off in a run rule fashion for Lynchburg if they could get 2 in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see. Still a lot to do. Carl Keenan, 2 hits yesterday. He's got 61 on the season now. Just a sophomore. Phenomenal player. Frustrated with the call there. Seems slam the bat on the plate. 0-2. See if the zone gets wider. Not there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Jamie Padilla on deck. Padilla hits in both games this series, so he's got a hitting streak that is now up to 16 in a row. The 1-2, McGuire got him swinging. Punch out there for Bobby bullpen. And we will head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Visitors sent back in order that time. Strikeout for Colin McGuire, his 2nd. It'll be JP, Cue Ball, and Joe Munitz due up for Lynchburg. That's Jack Pokerock, Quinn Madden, Joe Munitz, 3, 4, 5. Looks like they're still facing Anthony Archiello, who's a 2-way guy. Archiello's got some offensive stats this season. Hitting .278 as a hitter right now, but he's on the mound. Just don't see as many of those 2-way players, pitcher, hitters. That's been sort of weaved in and out of our conversation throughout the season. You just don't get many of those anymore in the college game. Used to just be almost a standard that each team would have a couple players that were good at both, good with bat and ball. Less so now. Lynchburg has some guys who, in their freshman year, you don't know what a guy is going to become and how they're going to develop. So you have more of those 2-ways that start out. They don't always end up as 2-ways. Samuel Vandry is back at shortstop for Shenandoah. Sophomore appeared yesterday after pinch hitting. So Vandry goes into the 9 slot. Vandry did get an at-bat yesterday in the 8-4 win. See if he does today or not. Here's Jack. 2 for 3. Grounded into the 5-4-3 double play. Also a walk. So Jack Pokerock has reached thrice. Big looping curveball will come in as a strike 1. You've got Quinn Madden on deck. Cue Ball still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Quinn had 1 hit yesterday. Lynchburg looking to avoid a sweep. That certainly does not happen down here on Fox Field very often. If you just look at series losses, I think Lynchburg's only got 1 loss in a series at home. That was York back in 2024. York took 2 of 3. Straight up sweeps at home against Lynchburg, or Lynchburg losing a sweep at home, increasingly rare in the Jones-Beasley coaching era. Jack will spray this one towards Wake Fieldhouse, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. In fact, really, in this run for the senior class, they don't lose multiple games to a team very often at any location. Another foul ball. That one had some velocity. Watch out for the fans down that right field line. Last season, Lynchburg only lost multiple games to 1 team. That was Rowan to end the year in the Super Regional. This year, same way. Lynchburg has not lost multiple games to the same team. 1 loss to Rhodes, 1 loss to Maryville, 1 loss to York, 1 to Shenandoah yesterday. JP putting together a long at bat. He's fouled off 3 in a row. Pitch number 8 of the at bat coming up, getting some encouragement from the dugout. That's another great part of a college baseball game, just the sounds. You get sights and sounds and hopefully some taste if you got some good food. Ball 3. Pitch number 9 of the at bat coming up here. You get some great sounds, though. Get those chatterbox kind of players like Ethan Morotsky and I were talking about. Big moment happens. You get those big shouts and yells. Inside target. Let's see if Archiello can get it there. The 3-2 hit hard up the middle. That was right through the sliding glove of Vandre. That's going to go all the way to the wall for extra bases. Pokey wants 3. Look at JP go. Head first slide. Jackie 3 bags out there. Think about that as a triple, baseball fans. Think about how difficult this is. That's a triple that took 2 bounces in the infield. That's a ground ball triple. The shortstop, Vandre, tried to slide into that. It was hit so hard, and he just couldn't get to it. Look at the legwork here. Look at him go. Jack Pokerock on the replay. He's got some wheels for a bigger guy. He really does. That is a lot of fun right there. A ground ball triple, but that's power too. That's what I've talked about with doubles and triples. You have to have some power to hit the ball that hard to roll it to the fence in the gap the way he did. That is rare. That is really rare. I can't tell you how rare that is. 10-2 ball game. Infield's coming in again against Quinn Madden. First one stayed upstairs. It's ball 1. JP's second triple of the season, by the way. That's what I mean when I say I'm enthusiastic about the little things. Triples are fun anyway, but it's a ground ball triple. You just don't see that. Oh, this one's hit hard, and it caromed off the slope up and over the glove of Carl Keenan. RBI single from Quinn Madden will score Jack. Lynchburg 1 away from a shortened win. A run rule victory is now in sight for Lynchburg. 11-2 ball game. Here's Joe Munitz. Jolton Joe's 2 for 3 with a couple singles and a walk. Bunt single his first time up, then had an error. That was a play that allowed Brandon Garcia to score. Remember, that was our big moment early when Lynchburg put some pressure on the Shenandoah defense. Munitz bunted. Garcia scored from second. Pokerock kept advancing. Munitz got into second on that play. That was really exciting. This game, I'm telling you, just gives you so much. Something different every time. The nuances, the subtleties. It's a fine wine. It is not fast food. It is a fine wine. It's fine dining. Munitz thinking about a bunt again. Called strike there. I think it was a good pitch from Archiello. See how quick he got off the mound? Archiello was 2 steps in the grass there. 0-1 on Joe Munitz. Sean Pokerock on deck. All he's done is gone 2 for 2 with a couple walks. Sean yet to be retired. Here is the bunt from Munitz. It'll get essentially the game-winning run into scoring position. That is a sack bunt for Jolton Joe. Nice defense there by Shenandoah. Here comes Sean Pokerock. 500 in the month of April. He has 8 for his last 10. 2 hits in the last 4 consecutive ball games. Can he make it 3? Question mark. Let's wait and see. Sean in his career now, looks like he has 39 multi-hit games and a chance for another game ender. He's got 1 true walk-off against York, and he had run rule walk-offs against Salisbury. And then also in another York game, there was a second game where Shawnee had a walk-off base hit, but it was a run rule game ender. Still game-ending hits, though. It's not really up to Sean what the score is, although it kind of is based on what he's done in this game. Great defense from Sean as well. Threw out a couple runners yesterday. Don't discount that. Shenandoah did pick up 4 stolen bases yesterday, but when Sean threw out 2, it put some doubt in the mind of the manager about the running game. It doesn't let the other team run wild. I think if you look at caught stealing numbers for a catcher, nobody's ever really going to have a great mark. Even the great ones are only around 30% caught stealing. But if you can get 2 in a game, that puts enough doubt in the other team's mind about what they can do with their running game. The 2-1 to Sean Pokerock. Takes that one. Challenging pitch there from Archiello. Sean checking on the zone. Count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Kyle Flora on deck. Flo's had a good day. 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a sac fly. This is the 9th batter that Archiello has faced. Pokerok's the only one that hadn't seen him yet. The pitch. Inside, it's a miss for ball 3. Good wheels from Quinn Madden at second. He'll check the outfield defenses. Lynchburg looking for win number 31. So is Shenandoah. Both teams with 30 victories this season. Incredible year so far. This one hit hard and through. Let's see if they give Madden the wave. He'll come home to score. Slight bobble there. It's a walk-off run rule win for Lynchburg. Bottom of the 7th, Sean Pokerok ends another one, and it's his 3rd hit of the ball game, 5th in the series. Shawnee is 9 for his last 11. What a tear he is on, and Lynchburg looks to start a new winning streak. They get win number 31 of the season. In the bottom of the 7th, it's going to end up being 2 runs on 3 hits. Lynchburg ends the game. Hornets as a team will come up with 13 base hits. 13 hits. They use 11 walks. Outstanding pitching. What a start from Nick Matfield. Nick is going to go to 5-0 this year with a win, and he'll get another in the incredible career record. Nick Matfield, another one that I'll overuse the phrase about these guys. Nick Matfield has quite literally had to rewrite the record book here at the University of Lynchburg. Nick Matfield will get the win in a solid start. Austin Riney pitched a bit in relief. Then it was Colin McGuire who came in and did a fine job of shutting the door. Lynchburg will win this one 12-2 over Shenandoah. For the visitors in this ball game, it looks like Shenandoah, just running the totals here, Shenandoah is going to end up with 2 runs on 5 hits. They'll end up stranding, looks like 5. And the other 5 is the not so good for Shenandoah. It's 5 errors. As we get a visit from Grandma Tapman. There's some inside stuff right there. Grandma Tapman. You don't know about that if you're not part of this Lynchburg team, but a fun visit from Grandma Tapman. 5 errors for Shenandoah. I think that's the one that's going to really bother Coach Kevin Anderson the most. Best of luck to Coach Anderson and his incredible coaching staff moving forward. The record right now for Shenandoah stands at 30-9. They will close their regular season at 30-9. Lynchburg's got one more game to play in the regular season campaign. More on that in a second. Shenandoah, 30 wins, 9 losses. In ODAC play, Shenandoah is going to finish 13-7. Let me double check those standings here while we wait on our post-game guest and see if, in fact, that does lock up the 2nd seed for them, or if maybe Randolph-Macon has a chance to catch them potentially, or Bridgewater even as well. But for Shenandoah, they'll end their regular season at 30-9. Great year for Coach Kevin Anderson, and it's not done yet as they will be hosting first round of the ODAC play and look to get back to the ODAC Final Four again. They've been there a lot in the decade of the 20s. Shenandoah road record this year is 8-5. 8-5 on the road for Shenandoah. Here comes the totals for Lynchburg, and I'm just doing these on the fly here. 31 wins now for Lynchburg in the regular season campaign. That will not quite be as good as last year. Last year, Lynchburg got 33 wins in the regular season. 33-6 last year in regular season play for Lynchburg. But right now, Lynchburg is 31-4-1. 31 up, 4 down, 1 tie. In ODAC play, Lynchburg should finish 18-1-1 in conference play. Absolutely incredible, especially when you consider the ODAC is one of the premier baseball conferences. That's one thing that those NPI rankings are really proving. Lynchburg, a part of a conference that has 5 teams in the top 100 for that NPI. Just great stuff. Totals for Lynchburg. Looks like from my end, it's going to be 12 runs on 13 hits. Lynchburg made 1 defensive error, maybe 2. 2 is confirmed by our scorekeeper, whose name will be changed to protect the innocent. That sounds right. Brandon Garcia had an error in there. Looking for the other one. But anyway, we had a weird ball that dropped in right center field that was called an error. So let me restart. 12 runs on 13 hits for Lynchburg, 2 defensive errors. Hornets look like, home team Hornets that is, look like they have stranded 9 in this ball game, and 6 of those were in scoring position. Congrats to Coach Travis Beasley and his incredible coaching staff, and congratulations to Nick Matfield on win number 5. Individual Snake Farm heroes would include Sean Pokerock, 3 for 3, 2 walks. He's on the way in right now, I think, as he's just collecting. He's probably collecting the autographs that they're asking for him, for Sean, as the crew has to get going. Ski, just tell me how to turn it off, and I'll take it to close here, as Lynchburg gets win number 31 of the season, 12-2 victory. The squad is going to hustle up to Schellenberger Field, so we'll make this short and sweet with Sean Pokerock, hopefully. But it's a senior day, so if Sean wants to talk more, we're going to let him. We're going to let him have this platform here. Sean Pokerock, my guy.
Mr. Haney.
Mr. Pokey. Now listen, in this senior day stuff, when I said the other Pokerock brother, I did not mean anything out of pocket when I said that, because for me, you've always been a hero, buddy. Great win.
Thank you,
First
Kyle.
off, team performance outstanding. I want to talk about you, though. 3 for 3. You're on fire here in your last 4 or 5 games. What are you seeing at the plate? Give us some secrets, man, because I might want to make a comeback with you as my hitting coach.
God is good. That's all I can really say. I'm just blessed right now, getting good opportunities at the plate, and just getting lucky out there. You know, having fun, trying to help the boys win. That's all.
Well, look, I know it's way more than luck. I've been complimenting you, and their guy caught both ends, or both games in the doubleheader as well.
It's really good.
He was great. Yeah, the life of a catcher, man. How tough is it? You took one on the backswing, you take the foul tips, you got to block, you got to throw. Threw a couple guys out yesterday, which was big. Being a catcher is tough, but it also is very satisfying when you get it right, isn't it?
100%. It's a grind for sure. There's days where you definitely notice that you're a catcher. But it's an awesome thing to serve this pitching staff and serve my teammates and just honestly help them get better and help them succeed, and I take a lot of pride in that, and the rest of our staff does, so it's a credit to them.
Win number 31 in the regular season. Tell me about the vibes in the dugout, locker room after yesterday, because look, it's baseball. They're a good team. Good teams beat other good teams all the time. How'd you guys keep the mentality and the mindset to come back and get a great win today?
We kind of knew we didn't play our best version of ourselves yesterday. We weren't, as clean as we wanted to be, and we knew there was another gear in there. So our goal was just to come out today firing and win for the team, the seniors, all the people here, but just try to play the best brand of baseball we possibly can. Quality of baseball is going to matter, and if you play your best brand of baseball and you lose, it happens. That's baseball. But if we can find a way to elevate ourselves and just, execute the little things, I think we're going to go a long way.
Love it, man. Great swings, great work behind the plate. We'll keep it going. Another Snake Farm celebration for you. We'll let you have fun with the seniors and the other alums that are here. Look, I got to say on a personal note, Vibes Train conductor extraordinaire you are.
Yes, sir.
My mom actually said she missed seeing Jerry the Goose. You guys had to give the goose back, and she was like, well, Sean needs to go buy one or find some other prop or something to dress up. But
Jerry will not be coming back.
Yeah.
But if we do see some sort of animal or little furry creature that catches my eye, I'll definitely bring him along for some love and support.
Well, with this grind, you got to keep a sense of humor, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
Sean Pokerock, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Kyle.
Great day. Thank you, Sean, and a great win for Lynchburg. We got to wrap it up somewhere, fans. Hey, we got one more home game. Join us on Tuesday we got more than one, but one more regular season. Join us Tuesday. Christopher Newport, the captains, come to town. Check the schedule at lynchburgsports.com. Check all the stats from this one and get ready for some postseason baseball as well. That'll be happening maybe Friday or Saturday or Sunday of next weekend. Wait and see. We'll keep you updated. We'll say so long. A fun 2 days of ball here. The teams split. 2 great teams. It's hard to sweep. Lynchburg comes back with an emphatic victory today. They beat Shenandoah 12-2 on senior day at Fox Field. So long, baseball lovers.